This is what it is.
Exactly. Why is that there? Oh, delete that. Yes, remove that from my search.
Clearing your browser history again.
Oh,
for safety
purposes. The important thing when it comes to browser history is to just have it purged every time you close your browser. I don't need people knowing what comics I look at. My God. No. What will they think of me?
I told you once, I'll tell you 1,000 times. The Tijuana Bible is not a comic.
Says you.
Well, it is illustrated pictures.
It is illustrated. Definitely illustrated. Matt, what have you been reading and watching this week?
I have been watching Welcome to Derry, and I'm ashamed to say I've never watched The Witcher, but I started watching it the other day. So
you're in for disappointment. I'm sure you're aware.
I've heard, but I'm only in season 1, so don't disappoint me yet. Okay.
No, it won't yet. It won't disappoint you till end of season 2-ish.
And I read DC Night, which is awesome.
Which one?
Night Fight.
Oh, that was pretty fun.
Well, I like the Doomsday. He had like the Apocalypse armor or something from Doom. I mean, not Doomsday. I don't know why I said that, but it's still early.
It reminded me of the outfit that he wore during the DC Future State stuff when they did the Dark Detective series. But it was cool getting that little dynamic between him and Dick Grayson, like kind of like a what if you played the tape all the way out? How far would Batman go before he put down the cowl?
And I read this yesterday. It's pretty good.
Alien vs. Captain America. Question, does the acid burn the shield?
We haven't found out yet, but if you can see from the cover, it kind of looks like it is.
You remember in back in the 90s when they did Superman versus Alien?
Yeah, that's a good story.
Yeah, that was kind of like the, well, how do you even do that? Like, well, what if the alien acid actually burns Superman? That way we can actually have something that's difficult for Superman in the story.
I like how he got rid of it at the end. They're like, oh no, the facehugger got on him. It's gonna, and it couldn't get out of Superman's body.
Yeah. Good morning, Paul. What's up, George? Happy Friday. What is going on, Stephen with the C? George said he got a C3 package in the mail. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people posting, and I'm assuming videos are going up. It's going to be a lot of those. Yeah, that's part of the best marketing for C3 happens after C3. It's a huge after the fact push. And I don't know about you, Rob, but I'm noticing like almost every morning I wake up and there's a donation notification still.
It's good
for people still donating.
It's good. Yeah, we have I would have expected this. You'd get a lot of stuff start popping up because last week on Friday I had gone to the post office and dropped off everything that was at the post, everything I had, or most of the comics and collectible stuff. And so people started getting that stuff throughout the week, depending on where they're at. And then on Wednesday this week, I went to the UPS store and dropped off a bunch of original art and some of the international stuff. And so, including yours went out UPS, Mark.
I'm not international, Rob.
No.
I've told you once, I'll tell you 1,000 times. I live in America.
I said, well, anyways. So your stuff went out UPS.
Yeah, I didn't get much this year.
No,
I think there was only 2 items. There was that signed RoboCop poster by Peter Weller, and then those Power Ranger figures
and 2 hearts.
Yeah, the hearts. Yeah,
that's what with the action figures take up space.
Yeah, they're a pain in the butt.
Yeah, that was.
I wasn't even planning on getting those, but I saw DJ buy him, and I'm like, he's not. He doesn't. His grandkid's on the way, not old enough for figures, and I think he said he's having a little girl. I'm like, I know what he's doing. He's gonna buy those and send them to the kids. So I'm like, I just told him, no, man, I'll pay for them.
Anyway, so yeah,
Do
that so
that
so
one.
what so all that's left here that hasn't gone out is DVH's stuff, which I packed it up the other day. I finally found a box big enough to get all his stuff in one. It's not ridiculously oversized, and it now I have to find a scale because it was too heavy for my shipping scale. My shipping scale goes up to 35 pounds, and I think this package is about 40 pounds.
Just a regular scale.
I'm going to have to. That's the next thing. Have my son stand on the scale, hand him the package, take it out of his hands to figure out the difference. But so DVH's is here. Christina Payne's is still here because she's got the backpack. She won the backpack, and that in its box is just like too big for like most of all the boxes I have. So I have to go get like an oversized box. But the good thing was I was able to. Plus, she's got action figures as well. But the nice thing was I was able to. She let me put all her comics in the backpack.
There you go. Have you thought about just like setting up the shipping pickup for all of her stuff, and when the guy arrives to get it off your front porch, just put it on his back?
We try to keep the backpack in pristine condition.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And then there's two pieces. Then there's Vogs's prints that are oversized that need to find special packaging. And then I just picked up boxes yesterday for Big Nasty, who got the big Wolverine zombie Boss Kong.
Oh, big
thing.
Yeah.
And then DJ, who got the Joker painting.
Okay.
Which is like 24 by 18. So those all require special packages in order to do it. And of course, now I'm out of bubble wrap, so I can get more bubble wrap. Otherwise, they're going to get an awful lot of packing peanuts.
Oh, that's weird. You're not willing to send other people packing. That's so nice of you, Rob, to think about your friends and community.
I'm out of packing peanuts too. I'm out of everything. I had before. So going into this event, I had been saving bubble wrap and stuff.
You're lucky
right?
I don't open my
that
mail.
People got, and so I had like 2 trash bags full of bubble wrap. Plus, I had 2 full rolls of bubble wrap. I burned through all that, and it got to the point where, like, it was to send out like you, Daymares, and I'm trying to remember who else. 3 people ended up with some packing peanuts, and each one of them, I sent them guys a message ahead of time, apologizing for putting them in there. I put warning labels on the outside of the box, warning this contains bubble packing peanuts. So that way, you'd at least be prepared for it before you opened it up. And yeah, so that's all I can do is try to say, because I hate packing peanuts so much, is at least warn people so nobody gets surprised by them and gets them all over their house without being properly prepared.
You're like I said, you're just lucky I don't open my mail. I got your apology. That doesn't mean I accept.
You can just take it outside and let Finn open it. That way he can get the figures. And
yeah, like, can you imagine how much of a pain in the rear end it would be to try to clean packing peanuts up out of the yard?
Well, especially when the wind's blowing.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear Taylor's got his. Oh yeah, the Taylor got that Golden Age Superman.
Cool. Rob, what have you been reading and watching this week? Don't say nothing. You've just been packing up packages. That might exclude reading, but that doesn't mean something's not playing in the room with you while you're trouncing around. What have you been watching or listening to in the background?
So most of the time when I was packing stuff, I had YouTube on the TV, watching various hangouts and whatnot. But this week, actually, I'm done. Now I'm done with most of the packing shipping. The last couple of days, I was watching on Fox, Going Dutch. It's just a combo. It's not very good, but it's a
Like where
comedy.
you split the check, or is that like similar to the Shocker?
No. It's literally like it's a Dennis Leary show. Like he's in the army and like he's like a grizzled war vet who's like
Yeah,
old
I've heard of
school
that.
and stuff, and he gets sent. So he says something that pisses people off, and so they want to bury him. And so they put him out the pasture. So they send him to an army base in
The
Denmark.
Oh, yeah.
Netherlands. Yeah, Netherlands. I'm sorry. Yeah, Netherlands. And it's a support base that basically makes cheese and does laundry. And so he's like a war, a war guy, old school war guy, and he's like on this base full of like loosey goosey, out of shape people, and the base used to be run by his daughter, and so now his daughter, and who of course doesn't like him or has daddy issues, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just a weird comedy that isn't great, but it's not awful either. So I'm almost done watching all the episodes of that. It was kind of like I just wanted, between that and watching some episodes, some different stuff on YouTube. That's all I've been watching this week. Pretty sure.
Have you had an opportunity to check out it? Welcome to Derry.
Not interested.
Explain.
I'm not into
Good
Stephen
TV
King
shows?
stuff. No, I'm just not into Stephen King stuff. Not into horror stuff. I'm not into it.
You hated Shawshank Redemption?
Never saw it.
Green Mile?
Never saw it.
Holy crap! Yeah. Well, you're consistent on that. I figured, like, God, his library is so versatile.
No, I just
Got to be something like. Did you like The Running Man? Wasn't that a Stephen King story?
Stand by Me.
so actually,
Yeah.
I never saw the original Running Man either. I know of it, and I know the gist of the story, but I've never watched it.
Huh.
Have you seen Stand By Me?
Yes.
Did anybody watch the Eddie Murphy documentary? It's pretty good. I watched it yesterday.
What's that on?
Netflix.
Wasn't even aware. Not seeing the Shawshank Redemption might be worse than Chris the comic vet not watching Princess Bride. I think it is.
Oh my God, Chris doesn't watch Princess Bride?
He has now.
Okay.
That's kind of like wild, but not unheard of. A lot of people don't know what the Princess Bride is, or a lot of people aren't into quirky comedies in any generation. But not seeing Shawshank Redemption seems like it's almost like you have to put effort into it to not have seen that, with how much it was on television through the late 90s and early 2000s.
I don't know. I had young kids then.
That's fair. I completely get that. Completely get that. It's an effort to watch this stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those things that alters your watching habits for years, at least a decade.
I see what you there, JSS. Inconceivable.
John, you keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. Yeah, the watching Welcome to Derry is difficult. I have to stay up super late to do it, or wake up super early, and I kind of do both of those things too much. So, like this past Sunday's episode, I watched the first half of it that night, Sunday night. Then I finished it that morning because I feel myself like starting to drift. I'm like, all right, I need to stop it so I can pay attention.
Yeah, I mean, it's just weird. Like this week was one of those weeks where like I didn't feel like getting into anything. Like I need to get, for me, like on my list of things to go near the top of my list is to go start watching the new season of Tulsa King. But I was like, I didn't want to get into, when I was sitting down at night to watch TV, I was a little tired. And it's like, I'm like, I don't want to get into anything that's serious or more than just like a 20-minute
actually watch.
Yeah. So that's where like a dumb comedy like this came into play. There, 20, when you extract commercials, it's 20 minutes of video at a time.
Yeah, you're looking for background noise right now. You're not looking for engagement.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's
Tulsa King's pretty decent. Robert Patrick is awesome in it. Jeremiah.
So there's that.
Landman comes back I think this month as well.
Oh, it's good.
I think it's this month. Did you keep up with Landman?
Yeah, well, first
Yeah,
season, I watched it.
it's kind of like a trifecta of shows over there on Paramount that are ridiculously good. Lioness was phenomenal. Landman's great. Tulsa King is great.
You remember that old Billy Bob Thornton show? It was on Prime. Where he's like a lawyer. I can't remember the name of it. It was pretty good though.
Oh, I've seen clips of it come up all the time in used to come up all the time in Instagram stuff. But I used to wonder.
Damien says 2 days for Landman. Okay, so it's coming fast. It's coming fast. I'm hyped for that one.
Well, it'll be on the list. Put it in the queue.
I need to start watching that one too. I have so many I got on the list that people tell me to watch.
That's it, right? But
I binge watched Doom Patrol. I hate myself.
Well, the first season's not that bad, but yeah, after that, I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, that's kind of the way that The Witcher goes. I feel bad for you knowing where it goes. My wife loved that show, and they just I don't know, they just lost their whole audience with it. And then the move to Liam Hemsworth didn't translate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say. AR, there is stuff on Star Trek or on Paramount that isn't Star Trek.
But
There's the new one starting soon.
There's all the CBS stuff, so there's lots of NCIS.
The one I really enjoy is the Star Trek Lower Decks, though, as far as the Star Trek.
Oh yeah, AR talked about that a good bit. So did Sector.
Yeah, I watched a couple seasons of it. I haven't finished it, but it's one of those things. It's like I put it on and I'd enjoy a couple episodes at a time. Definitely I got bored of it if I was binging it too much, but a couple episodes, 2 or 3 episodes at a time, it was pretty good.
That's from the is that the same art style as what's it called, Rick and Morty? Is that the same team that did Lower Decks or whatever?
I don't know if it is or not, but
I don't know. It might be.
It's more like I think it's more like the Harley Quinn type of animation. But of course, Brandon McKinney, our man, works on both.
There you go. AR said the Lower Decks comics is good. There was a gag where someone was replicating a scuffle.
A souffle.
Telling everyone to be quiet. Might be the dumbest joke I've ever seen. I love it.
Yeah, replicate a souffle. The souffle is the pastry dish that every time you'd always see if you make too much noise, whatever, it would collapse. Yeah.
There's also a little gag where it's like you get the short end of the stick. You have to clean up the holodeck after everybody's been in there doing their nasty stuff. Because they basically insinuate that everybody uses the holodeck for
sex,
sex stuff.
The immortal one coming in. You're the dumbest joke I've ever seen, AR. Good morning,
Damn, wow, coming in hot,
coming in dropping the hammer.
But reading wise, I haven't read, and I haven't had chance other than work stuff. I haven't really spent much time. I haven't read any books. My comics are stacked up for the last 2 weeks, so of course, no Penguin again this week. So there's always that. So. Is the entire west of the Rockies was without Wednesday a Penguin.
Oh, that's crazy.
Now, when you say no Penguin, you're talking about the TV show or the comic distributor that sends you the books that you don't.
Penguin Random House.
Yeah, the comic distributor that sends out the books that you don't have to pick up. Got it. Now let something happen to Lunar, and I don't know what I'll do with my life.
Yeah.
Image DC. I'm toast if we lose Lunar.
Yeah. So all I had was
I can live without Penguin Random House.
What did I have this week? Was
my Hulk book is late.
Flash Gordon, Transformers, and Batman. Hush.
What do you? Yeah, that was.
And I fell down with the towel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I just dropped it.
Why are you so off this morning? Something's off. Did you tell Rob good morning? That's what's wrong. You hadn't told Rob good morning.
What? Finn's
up.
No. Good morning, Finn.
Yeah, only spilled his chocolate milk. Then he just turned the corner and slid.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
And I was
Or
about
is
to
it-
ask you something too. Yeah, the new Transformers.
Yeah.
We got Robert Kirkman and Dan Moore on it. 2 issues in. Have you had a chance to look at those at all, Rob?
I read issue 25,
Okay.
but the newest 26 that came out this week, I haven't had a chance to read yet.
Yeah. The
I literally on this show had taken it out of my folio from picking it up at the store and scanned it in when we were kicking off the show.
if anybody wants to know what's going on with Lunar Distribution, there's a link. JSS working overtime.
Yeah. Impressed.
He says I'm going to be the new mod extraordinaire, and I like it. So.
It looked like you're getting some cover.
Hey, Mark, can we start testing? Like, hey, would you pull up a link from this one video from 1978?
We need to start talking about the most off the wall
Yeah.
randomly and just see if he comes in clutch. Quietly put it to the test. Rob,
Yeah, I have a
with-
couple
with
of
issue-
these blind bags to bust open at some point.
with
Huh,
the issue
never seen
25, the page turn in that was awesome. They did a good job taking advantage of the medium that they're in, because it starts with Daniel Warren Johnson and Jorge Corona style and everything still, but you get that page turn and boom, you're into Dan Mora. And I
like the way they did that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Daniel Warren Johnson. I really enjoyed Jorge Corona, but something about Dan Mora's clean line work was like a breath of fresh air after so many issues. It has that more traditional bombastic style.
Yeah.
And it felt a lot cleaner, a whole lot cleaner.
You mean it's like the difference between this cover?
It's a David Nakayama.
Yeah,
I'm saying an example though,
Yeah.
and this cover.
But I
Yeah,
like-
exactly. That looks like Ian Bertram almost.
what I like about that, though, what I like about Danny Warren Johnson is it seems like he still does it the kind of the older way without the digital.
All I know is up until this point has been one hell of a fun ride, and
Yeah.
I've been enjoying the hell out of the book, and I will keep on. I'm keeping on. So yeah, I'm excited to get a chance to read it. Hopefully this weekend, because my whole up to this point November has been, it's all been either C3 or at the same time I'm been trying to get prepped. I have a new shed outbuilding that's going to get put up this week, or this coming Tuesday. And so it's been trying to clear out everything on my side yard.
You have to roll your grass up to get it out of the way.
No. That area, the side yard, is an area of just like kind of like weird storage stuff. And we had to take down a fence. We had to take down a fence that's back there. We had to empty out a shed and all this other stuff. So there's a bunch of stuff that's move the compost bin. There's a bunch of stuff that's going on, and having to manage that stuff in between the fill in time. And yeah. Anyway, so
Then he said that he reviewed the Deadpool Batman book and it scored on the low side. That's because it's a garbage book. I was the first to say it when I read it. It's completely trash. It was a cover sell. It was a gimmick book.
The cover vibes, yeah.
I wouldn't expect much of it. Yeah.
Yeah, the best story in it was only 4 pages long. The Frank Miller one that was an actual fight between Batman and Wolverine.
Yeah,
dude, I can't think of one person that read that and thought, "Wow, what a great read!"
I didn't say I was blown away by it or nothing.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
I was to say, who would have thought, just from looking at the title, would have expected something good? It didn't seem like you would have thought the Batman Deadpool would have been something good.
All right, so as somebody who lives and will die on the hill that the original DC versus Marvel, the 4-issue miniseries that spawned Amalgam, that was good. It was dynamic. It was fast paced. You didn't know who was going to win. You really were looking forward to it, and you loved it. The crossovers of the past with like Silver Surfer, Green Lantern, Batman, Punisher, Superman, Spy, these things in the past were good. They were fun, but they were also good. They had a story to tell. This was wasted page garbage. Now the Green Arrow Deadpool or Green Arrow Daredevil, that was pretty solid, but it was only long enough to get a ball rolling, so you don't really get anything out of it really. If that
It made
makes
you want
sense.
more. Like they didn't like do anything long enough to want like
Yeah, exactly. So the
yeah.
way it's formatted, Rob, is Batman versus Deadpool gets, I would say, I'm just going to guess here, 12 pages. Then the next story, just call it Captain America, Wonder Woman, which that was good, gets 10 pages. Then Daredevil, Green Arrow got 8 pages. Then Jeff the Land Shark and Crypto got 6 pages. Then Frank Miller's Batman versus Wolverine got 4 pages. And then the surprise in here, the logo, logo, the Wolverine Lobo amalgam character, like 2 pages. So they kind of honey dick you a little bit. And there's too much in this one book to get anything of value out of any of the stories, really. The Wonder Woman Cap one slapped a little bit though, because they kind of leaned into the theme, the emotional beat of that story versus they did it over action.
Well, I got a couple things.
Batman and Deadpool never fight, by the way, which is
never would have expected it to come together at all. So
yeah,
some more House of Secrets. You got some more Bronze Age DC this week.
it was a huge letdown, and we're doing it again this month. What issue number is that, Shadow? I got number 1 over here slabbed up. I slabbed issue 1 myself.
That's number 6.
I got an issue number 1 of that, slabbed it myself, did a custom label, and sent it to X11 Bravo. Oh, Devil Dinosaur.
Yeah, I got the Superman one.
Are these whatnot pickups?
No, this is from a claim sale from my friend Aaron. I got these. They were in the poly bag, but I figure you got to let them breathe. That Mike Manola art. Check that out.
Yeah,
It's got all the cards.
Oh, cool.
And I got one. I got an extra one in the poly bag. We might give this away or something. And,
all right, everyone, drop the hashtag Dracula. I'm just kidding. How many issues is that miniseries?
4. There's the.
Have you seen the trailer yet for the new Dracula movie coming out that Luc Besson did? Oh, God, it looks good. It released already overseas. I think it's like made in France or something. But it's releasing here in February. It looks amazing.
I still need issue 4. I think this was the first comic that Topps released too. We got the Mike Manola on the cards, and then I got this. My buddy Tony AOK'd me one of these. So these, I'd never heard of this. I got to read this now.
Superman 78.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, they did a great job bringing the voices of the original cast into that book. Superman 75 is a good palate cleanser. Does that, like I just commented, that book is God tier. Just nothing but splash page insanity. Inhumans.
With I like these old reprints. I got some Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Shogun Warriors. I got these from Tony. And some more Superman. I call it the Anchorman cover. Remember the Anchorman? He's like, I'm in a glass case of emotion. Okay, it wasn't that great a joke, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not proud of it.
Oh, he went away. Sorry, I was distracted.
That's okay. But I've been getting obsessed. My new obsession are the Bronze Age DC horror books.
Well, you picked the wrong time to get into it, but hey, they're all great books, but unfortunately, it's
going up. Yep.
Yeah, it seems to be over the past year has been the thing that everybody's been discovering, or a lot of people. I should rephrase it. Not every. A lot of folks have recently gotten into, and there's a lot of great. There's so many of them, so it's there's a lot to go for. But even still, it's like I see a lot of shows now where I go to books that should be $5-10 books max. People are asking $25, $30, $35 for, And I'm like, God, you're nuts. Which is why I've probably switched most of my Bronze Age horror books when I do pick them up. I've stopped kind of collecting witches. Originally, it was like I was avoiding House of Secrets because that was like the one everybody would do. It's like, okay, I can pick up Witching Hour and I can pick up Chamber of Darkness or whatever. But it was like everybody was like, now there's more and more of that. So now it's just DC. Just avoid DC, Rob. And I just go to horror, Vault of Evil, and and Beware, and a lot of these monster reprint books and stuff. But Where Monsters Dwell and stuff. But now it's even those starting to see. Again, these vendors are starting to ask more and more for them because it's such a popular thing. So, all right, I'm giving up really hunting much on the way of bronze horror. Let me go look at something else. And that's kind of why I ended up going back to early, the Bronze Age cap runs, just because nobody's giving hardly any attention to the Bronze Age Captain America run. That those books are super cheap. So.
Yeah, I've been getting those too when I can. I think maybe people are priced out of like the older pre-code books.
Oh, that's absolutely a big thing. I mean, horror has been that way. So, and people started to, there's been for a while an increasing uptick in the number of people who've been paying attention to Bronze Age horror because of that, I'm sure. And those books are getting, close to 50 years old, but there's a lot of mid-grade of those books out there. But like I said, my observation here, at least on the West Coast, is an awful lot of them at the shows being overpriced nowadays. And even my LCS, same thing. Like I went in there and they recently started upping the price. They got a collection in and they just like jacked the price on them because people are paying it. I'm like, oh, all right, well, not me. So, oh yeah, the creepy mags. I've seen some folks picking up those. Those are pretty cool. Creepy and eerie. Yeah, absolutely.
And the Vampirella magazines are.
That's something I've seen a few more people looking for. Some of the magazine size stuff. I like the appeal of them, but I just go. I just don't want to. I don't want another size box on my shelf. That's just
also, those famous Monsters of Filmland are quite popular. The old '70s magazines.
Yeah. The shop I went to not long ago by me. That's not. I went to visited this other shop, Bronze Age Batcave, and they had an entire section of the magazine size, the old magazine books and stuff, which was a lot of crazy cool stuff. But I was like, oh, that's not for me. I don't need to dig into that. I don't. But yeah, I guess I'm getting ready to. I was trying to find some time. I was going through stuff. We got San Francisco Fan Expos coming up Thanksgiving weekend, and so I've been going through the list of all the creators that are going to be there and trying to figure out, okay, what was I going to do this year? And this year, it's like I'm looking at, okay, well, looks like right now at November time, my budget's a little bit lower, so I'm not going to get more than like maybe 2 commissions. Which commission prices have so these guys have gone up some. So it's like when I go to a con, if I go and get 4 and 5 commissions, that's like a lot of money in reality. And so I'm like, okay, let me taper it back. I'm gonna get like 1 or 2, and then I'll get a bunch of signatures. So I was like having to go through like all the artists, all the content, all the comic creators that are on the list that are going to be there, trying to go through my books and figure out which books do I want to get a signature on and type stuff, and which ones are kind of cool. And I'm actually I was like, oh, look at that. The like for the new Spider-Man Noir, there's God, why am I so drawing a blank? Oh, Eric Larson. He wrote it. He's going to be there, and then there's David Mack and Miko, and there's like several others that are going to be there that I'm like, oh, they've all done variant covers that I have. So I'm like, oh, I could take this here and I could have Larson sign like 4 different Spider-Man noirs and then have the other artists each sign their different covers and end up with, 4 different double signed copies. And a lot of these I have doubles of anyway. So I'm like, okay, that sounds like a plan. And, just kind of try to figure out some of that type of stuff. But because there's never, unfortunately, when I go to Fan Expo, I don't know how it is out, any Fan Expos out there, but out here, there's going to be maybe, if it tracks like normal, there's only going to be like 5 or 6 comic book vendors at most. And that's a stretch. There's probably only going to be 4 true comic book vendors. And then there'll be a few other booths that have some comics mixed in their stuff that they have. But most of the shit ends up being anime or other pop culture stuff.
Well, I went to a comic expo. It was like the same way. Like there were like a good lot of vendors, but it was like on one side of the convention center, and the rest of it's just like little knickknacks and toys and celebrities.
Yeah. And that's it. And even the celebrity groups that are coming this time, it's like, if you were like super into like, I don't know, I would say there's several different groups that are going to be there. Like there's the Twilight group of performers that are going to show up, and there's some folks from Supernatural, and there's several Clone Wars folks showing up. But I'm like, there's not anybody like super exciting on any of the celebrities that I'm interested in. There's no wrestlers coming, which is odd. Usually you find a couple wrestlers, retired wrestlers or something to show up, but no. I guess that's because there's a card show, like I think the weekend before here in Santa Clara, and Sting and Ric Flair are going to be at it.
He's getting ready to be done doing full makeup opportunities too. He's getting toward the end, which I hate because I know I'm not going to ever get to meet him in person.
I don't know if he's gonna. I know I saw he's gonna stop doing appearances in stuff on wrestling and stuff like that. I don't know if when he goes to conventions, he's gonna stop doing it.
That's what he's talking about. Because like when you book him for a convention, there's different price tiers, and he does like, I can show up for this price, I can show up with just face paint for this price, or I can show up face paint and full outfit for this price. He's got 3 different offerings, and he's getting ready to be done with the those 2 offerings. It's like, I'll come as me offering, and that's it.
Well, it was one of those things where like I was like I looked at it, and it's like the pricing was, I'm not paying to go to this I don't care about the card show. And it's like, I'm not going to go there, pay for the card show, plus pay for parking, plus pay $100 and something for a picture. So
will he sign the picture? I
don't know.
Worth it. Even without knowing, worth it.
I like the ones when I was at the San Jose, Galaxy Con. Those were better because they had the regular photo shoot things that were that expensive, but then they had to just get a selfie at the table for like $50. That's all I need.
Even better.
Yeah, it's like I don't need the posed portrait thing that Bye. That's exactly how you do it, Mark. You get them excited, and then you leave them wanting more.
Yeah. She bumped. She's a kid, so she, like, if she bumps her hand, it's like, oh, I need a Band-Aid because I want a Band-Aid.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And Burke Fam asked, did any of y'all watch Selling Superman yet?
Yeah,
I have not. I'll be honest with you. I don't have the biggest chase for it, but I might try to check it out just because it might be a topic of talking about.
It's something you can put on while you're grooming some dogs.
It's really cool to see all those comics, but it's also kind of depressing and sad that he basically ruined
Did
his.
he, obsessed his way into loneliness?
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah, you got to have a healthy balance. That's kind of unhealthy. You know what I mean? Like, you
It's
can't
not
just,
kind of unhealthy. It's hardcore unhealthy, and it shows
Yeah.
you what unchecked mental issues lead to.
That's all I need. That's why YouTube is the balance. It's the anchor that holds me
Yeah.
to you guys.
The guy was obsessive compulsive, like probably on the spectrum. It's one of those things back then that isn't noticed. You're just weird, you're just odd fellow. He got married.
An eccentric individual.
Yeah, but he was like excessive. He bought multiple copies of everything that came out. So he
That's
had
why we.
like, if you've seen the backstory, he collected to the point of like losing his relationship with his wife and kids and
I
died
came
alone.
to
And
say
And
hi.
they-
I came to chew bubble gum.
did you show him the disc?
What disc?
Oh, never mind then. Never mind then.
Yes, Nick. I think a lot of them are on my
If you
list
don't
to stop
remember, I
by
don't
and see
remember.
there. I know I'm going to stop by and I know a couple of them that are going to be at Scott's table at Fan
I
Expo.
remember now, but I don't want to do it.
Okay, fine.
Wait, why am I spinning in that picture on the phone?
Because you turn yourself right round.
Like a hurricane.
Wait,
Like
that
a wreck.
There's
Like
some
a
great
record.
artists at the Scott's Collectables table at San Fran Fan Expo.
Look, he's a minion.
Yes, indeed. I know Miko will be there. I'm going to stop by and see Miko and maybe some others.
And no.
One thing the thing I didn't like was like the Fan Expo. Like they don't only like one artist of all the artists that was listed up there in their description said anything about doing commissions at the show. I know there's others who will, but there's also a lot that don't. So it's always like trying to set anything up ahead of time. It's tough when they don't at least say that they're willing to. You have to do a lot of cold reach outs, which is very different than a cold. Well, never mind. There's kids present. But yeah, I don't know. I'm always amazed at so many. I'm always amazed and curious how much they must have to spend to get these artists to be willing to not spend time with their families and come out to San Francisco for the weekend. Man, you are excited.
Playing with the delay on the live to the.
Oh, so they can see. So they can see themselves. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, the simple things in life. Hey, Cole Talks Books. Good day, sir. Good day. And then there's Marcus, just following me everywhere I go.
Hey, what's up, Cole? Good to see Cole. I ain't seen Cole in a while. What's going on, bud? What's going on, Marcus?
Hopefully Marcus's betting line turns around for him.
Who's picking us up?
Yeah. Crazy kids. Crazy. There's
Bye. Look. Oof.
Bye. You guys going off to school?
Bye. Bye.
Have a good day at school.
Guys.
Monkey called you Bob.
Monkey said bye-bye, Bob's, and giggled her way out the door.
It's the simple things in life.
They just left on a good note. That's funny. That's really funny. Oh man, back to some comics. I know you're behind. I don't really know your interest, but I got an affinity for the Charlton Comics characters, and I know that you're more than familiar with them, Rob, because you have a couple of regulars in the community that you're friends with that also really love Charlton. A couple of them have been on Flab Hub a handful of times. I think Doc is one of them, isn't he?
He just got done during Comics Curing Cancer. His whole thing was Charlton horror.
Yeah, he brought the horror ones, which was super cool. I personally like the superheroes. Like that's just me across the board. I
I kind of
favor.
teased into that a little bit. This Thursday, we had a couple space adventures in
Oh,
the because I was doing Silver Age and
the
Golden
unicorn.
Age. Most of the books were Silver Age and Golden Age sci-fi books, and so there were a couple space adventures in there.
Yeah,
So yeah,
the Space
and I
Adventures contains
mentioned
the unicorn.
yeah, and I mentioned there were several characters in there, including Captain Atom.
Yeah.
That are there. So
Yeah, dude, I think you're the only person that I talked to in the process of acquiring that book while I was acquiring it. So you know how excited I was for that.
yeah,
Like, you're like, holy smokes! I'm like, dude, should I risk it on this sketchy seller with this? I'm like, screw it. For fire protection, I'm running the gauntlet. Dude, I can't believe it worked.
I've been unwilling. I've had a couple opportunities, but they've just never worked out on that book.
Yeah, they're so rare. People are pretty firm with the price on it usually.
Yeah. The
And
last time
one-
I saw one, and I was trying to get the guy down to the recent last sold price,
No.
and he's all, you know what? He goes, I just got this in last week. He says, I haven't had a chance to let it marinate for a bit. So no.
Yeah,
Go,
no.
That's your answer. I got this in. I haven't had a chance to let it marinate.
Dude, he probably it feels good having it in his collection. Like it's one of those ones that you don't see it often. When you do, people know that they can sell it for a good bit because it's not a book that's overly saturating the market at all. Quite the opposite. And when one comes up, because there's tiers
In good condition, yeah.
Yeah, us buyers, us collectors, we exist in pockets. You have the elite, the high-end collectors that get like those old Golden Age books. They don't spend less than 4 figures for a book. Their collections aren't massive, but they're only filled with books you could retire on, and you don't even see them hanging out on YouTube. Maybe a couple of them kind of quietly and not really flexing, and every now and then you get a hint that maybe they're there. But then with just the average people, you have the people that collect like the $5-10 books. They might splurge and get something around $50, but then you have people that kind of stay in the couple $100 range, and every once in a blue moon they might grab like a bigger book and might get close to that 4-figure, might cross it. And those people, they don't have an opportunity to buy that book often. If that pops up, it goes almost instantly, and it's super rare. And that's how I got mine. I found one in that 3-figure range. It wasn't up there poking 4 figures. I'm like, yeah, that's the chance. And I was afraid it was going to get scooped up. But it was, man, I think that was probably one of my most excited pickups ever. What is going on, Martin? I just paused German politics for a moment and just show up. How's it going? Pretty good, man. Pretty good. And that's a tough one there, the old German politics. World politics right now are just, that's an entertainment source of its own. From Germany to the UK to here. Wild stuff. I'm glad you made it. Turn that off and get back to it. But the bringing up the Charlton comics. Good morning, Biggie. One of the cooler characters that people don't talk about often is Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. It's the character Ozymandias from Watchmen. All the Watchmen characters are just the Charlton characters renamed so that Alan Moore could use them. But the comedian is Peacemaker, Night Owl is Blue Beetle, Dr. Manhattan is Captain Atom. Peter Cannon Thunderbolt was Ozymandias, and he got a brand new series, and it wasn't from DC. I had no clue, but Dynamite Comics has the publishing rights for him right now. And Pop pointed out to me that it was a while back, handful of years ago, they did a mini series on him. And I didn't know this about this, but this series was announced a couple of years ago, and it just been delayed for that long. But the interior artist is the same guy who's doing Space Ghost right now. So it's ridiculously good and dynamic. And they pushed it good enough to get an Alex Ross covers for it.
No. Wow.
Which is it was a great read, but had to pull out the OG at the same time, the 1966 pickup sticks.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But yeah, he's like the most enlightened badass I've ever seen. It was really cool. Good morning to the immortal one. So you got some
Biggie.
I do. Yeah, I brought a little stack. This is a cool one. I guess this has every showcase first appearance in it, number 100.
Oh, that's cool. Is it like reprinting stuff?
It's just like cameos, all of them, I guess. Like,
That's pretty cool. Oh, I see. I can tell from the cover. Yeah, you got Flash, Creeper on there.
yeah, it's really nice.
The milestone issue. No first appearances in that one?
Just an awesome anniversary.
Wasn't it a showcase where the Watchmen technically first appeared in some kind of anniversary issue or something?
I think it was the DC special, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got these last week. Joffrey sent me some. Everybody was saying, "Oh, that's First Ego." I don't think that's First Ego. This is like the fourth Warlock or something.
What issue number
Yeah,
was
no,
it?
I've given away First Ego a couple times. That's not it.
Yeah,
That might be first. No, I don't think it was first cover.
What issue number is
164.
that, Mickey?
164.
64. I'll look for you.
Yeah. Here's 166.
Yeah, it's the third cameo of him and origin of him.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
little origin.
Ego first appears in 132.
Yeah,
Here's where
there's
I
him.
think him turds to Warlock or something. One of them M keys. Yeah. This is oldie goldie.
Oh, nice.
Christmas.
Green Mama, yeah.
You getting into the Green Llama?
Yeah, I got number 2 in this one. I kind of just looked up on it. I caught Alan running his mouth. He's like, "Oh, you can get these very cheap, Biggie." I'm like, "Can I?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, under this and that." I'm like, "Oh, I'll take them." I was like, "Give me this one and that one." He's like, "Okay." And then he started telling me, he's like, "You got your good deal." I was like, "Yeah, I do."
Yeah, Pops loves those old pulp characters.
Talked himself into it, so I took a bit on the bait.
Oh, first
That's a good
Deathstroke
one.
there. That one's crazy undervalued. For whatever reason, it just never gets out of reach.
Well, it's not that old.
Yeah. Yeah, I got mine for $30, but it has a terrible spine roll. I didn't care. I just wanted it cheap. Little Barry
Nice.
Windsor Smith. Yeah, I love this one. Always been a fan of this cover.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Freaking phone keeps like wanting to go to sleep. It's like it's 8:30. What are you doing up? You don't know what this one is? I didn't know this one at first.
What am I looking at? Warlock?
Warlock 181.
No, I don't keep up with Warlock at all.
I think this is the first full. It's a something Gamora. I think 180 is her full, but this is something Gamora. Yeah, you got kind of have them both. Strange Tales 181.
All right, I'll look it up. I'm going to.
Yeah, sure. I think it's like one of those like you kind of have to have both to have the whole deal or whatever. There's the Pip. Never amounted to anything.
He popped up somewhere along the way, didn't he?
Yeah, it's the second appearance of Gamora. Name revealed. Third appearance of Pip the Troll.
And then I never seen this one, but Warlock number 2, so good, dude. Gil Kane cover. I've been crushing on Gil Kane a lot lately.
Did you go on a
So
Warlock 3? Is that what this is?
Oh, my buddy Joffrey, he just gave me the whole hookup, dude. Like, I got these next 3 I feel like are really good. I consider this like a set. So here's the premiere.
Yeah, that's
Number
first solo
1.
issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the first full Warlock, I guess, or something. It's a badass book. And this one is the one of the gemstones, I guess. This is probably the best cover. Jim
Oh,
Starlin.
That one reminds me of that art piece Nauman did. He like took Warlock and kind of mixed it up with the Fantastic Voyage and did an art piece for the event last year. He got them thighs.
Yeah, and the last one is I feel like all three of these are pretty good together. This guy right here.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
It's great artwork
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, most of them are Gil Kane, those last three. But that's it. That's all I brought this morning. Just I've been crushing on those lately.
Congrats on your new DC Day win this week, bud.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I kind of like even if I'm streaming and you're doing your giveaway, I'm like, I'll keep my eye on that, and sneak my hashtag in, and I've got me
I
one,
appreciate
so thank you.
Yeah, I went
Yeah,
back.
shout.
I went back and checked the stream to make sure that you saw it, and you went back and saw the prizes. I think there's 7 books in it.
Nice. I saw like 2, so you said extra books. I was like, oh, cool.
The way I do the Tuesday stream is I do I pick out 2 new books from that week. Some cool covers more than anything, And then there's a super chat goal, and if I hit the super chat goal, I throw extra books in it. And it's kind of like it started with doing like throwing in Ollie's packs, like it's a little mystery pack of books, So since I don't have any of those right now, it's just 7 just random back issues and stuff, a variety of stuff. There's some sealed trading cards in there, some stickers, and I think 7 books.
Heck yeah, I love back issues. That's my favorite.
But the point is that for it to be you don't know what you're getting until it shows up. That way you have to have something to look forward to, unboxing, opening, whatever. There'll be some new stuff in there. I think there's some slightly older stuff in there. I try to random variety it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll open it on my channel. I open everything I get. So,
You're like the opposite of me. I sit on.
I know a lot of guys like that, but I'm pretty giddy. I'm like, ooh, brand new. Let me look.
I'm the same way. I have to open it immediately and then like record myself opening it so I can put it on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's turned into this thing that I just have something against opening up anything from Rob at this point in life. There's some keys in some of the stuff I got from Rob. Like I know, like the first DC Shazam is in a recent one, but I think I had 6 packages from Rob, all from Slab Hub, only Slab wins. And I've originally, because it goes back to like 2021, the unopened package. Originally, I was thinking the same thing. I'm going to wait to open this until I need a video. If I don't have, you know what I mean? Like if I just need a video. And then the second one came. Then, I mean, it's not just Robinson. There's countless other packages and stuff like that that I just want to open. The Alex Ross timeless variants that he did a couple of years ago. I have a complete set of those that I've never opened sitting in there that I've ordered from Return Collectibles just so I didn't have to chase down all the variants at my LCS with books that I don't know my pool list. Instead of it was just easier. Send it your way, Brian. And I've never opened those. And the first Spider Boy is one of those variants. Yeah.
As I was thinking, that's the one I would want probably. Who was on the cover of that? I forget.
Dr. Octopus. This was from the villain set, like the original hero set. I got all those like from my LCS. It was a pain in the butt to try to pick up just one issue variant of books that I'm not pulling and stuff. So I was like, I'm just gonna order them through Big Time Collectibles on the next round. I never opened them. I guess I could one day. I have an original Kingdom Come poster, a promotional poster that hung in comic shops back in 1995. Signed by Alex Ross and Mark Waid with a certificate of authenticity, and I never opened.
Yep.
That's one that I ought to open, hang up.
It's like, yeah, you can have enough of them. At some point, that'll be a weekly series. Bucks on the.
I was doing kind of good there for a little bit, opening them on the members only streams, just doing those. The schedule hasn't really permitted those the past couple of weeks. What's up, Joffrey?
There he is.
Open a package and you don't film it. Did you really even open it? Oh, I opened plenty of stuff without filming it. I got to where like I just do it on the YouTube Shorts if it matters. I record a lot of YouTube Shorts that I never post too. I got my own little schedule for videos, and it just works out.
What do you guys think about that Mars thing on StreamYard where they got the vertical and the landmark or whatever landscape at the same time? Have you guys looked at that or?
I synced it. I just don't use it. I haven't tried it yet. I saw that the vertical format, it's not going into the vertical feed on YouTube. It's still going into the landscape feed where you click on it and you watch it landscape with just a vertical look to it. It's not uploading right for whatever reason.
Well, I think the vertical is meant to be for like IG and Facebook or whatever, or those vertical those type things. It's YouTube, it's still. Everything does that. It's where you go, oh, give me vertical, and instead it just gives you a widescreen where it puts black bars on the side. And you're like, that's not what I'm trying to shoot here.
The YouTube vertical live thing gets crazy reception with people. Like it's a completely different algorithm and tool altogether. So StreamYard needs to get that fixed to where if you pick landscape and vertical, it goes to this format. Plus the YouTube vertical format, because it's not doing that right now.
I hate it because you end up having to do, everything. If you wanted to shoot anything here in that format, you end up having to still do it on your phone, which means half the time all the words are freaking backwards and stuff. And no matter how you try to do the settings in your phone, Instagram.
But you just have to turn your phone around, bud. Just have it point straight at you. You just can't see yourself when you do it. That's the trick. Good morning, Brian.
Then how do you know that you're
talking about Mars?
Yeah.
Do you don't like it?
I haven't fiddled with it too much at all.
I've been testing it
first and use it. I've watched other people using it, and their verticals were just in the regular YouTube feed. It wasn't in the, there's YouTube lives with the vertical feed. You can scroll through those like you're on Instagram or TikTok or whatever else.
So they should have had two of them if they did it right. So if you do Mars correctly, and the only reason I'm saying this is because I was up all night testing it. And so what I did is I set it up and played around with it, and it sends out two feeds at the same time. And if you're watching on your computer or your tablet, you just got to choose the right feed. If you're watching on your phone vertical, you got to choose the vertical feed. But it seems like they're working on it even to make it better. So I imagine they'll probably fix what you're talking about, Mark.
Yeah, if that seems like a layup if it's automatically doing that, because that's just because the people that frequent vertical content on YouTube are not the same people that frequent landscape content. Like, of course, there's overlap. There's always, but there's a huge audience of YouTube users that are only interested in that vertical feed content, whether it be the live streams or the shorts. So that'd be awesome to be able to cast simultaneously, cleanly to both of those. You would find a whole new audience, and that realistically, they say, especially with this hobby, you want to try to find a younger audience, not kids. I'm not talking about reaching out to children, but you want to get those people that haven't, that aren't in their 30s and up. You want to get the new people into the hobby. That's where they're at. They're in vertical feed social media. Yep. They're called mobile 100%. Users. Hey, dude, I use my phone for 90% of YouTube, and I'm a landscape guy. I watch landscape videos in vertical format. I'll hold my phone like this and watch landscape content.
Well, I saw Biggie showing off some books, so I've been up all night packing and going through books. So I wanted to show you guys some of the ones I found, and these are kind of cool. I don't know if you guys ever saw this. I'm almost at the point of sending all these out. They sold out. This was our Sveta Shabina variant that we did for Beyond Wednesdays, and man, people are going crazy because it's late getting to them. They are fucking just tearing me up. So I've been up all night doing that and going through boxes. And check this out.
Was that Android Torch?
This is the very first published Scott Snyder work.
Oh, that's pretty cool. What year is that from?
If
you had to guess.
Don't know. It's Human Torch Comics #1, and it's probably it's an Audi cover.
Kind of looks like the Marvel 1 almost, like an homage. I don't know. That's a weird one. Wow.
Yeah. And, there you if you can see it. Probably not, but
Hmm.
that's pretty cool. Then there is. Do you know about this? This is another one of my favorite books that I searched for. This is Superman Family number 213. This is a book that Todd McFarlane wrote into the letter page when he was a teenager, when he was a kid.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
What did he say?
yeah, we'll tell you. Let's read it.
That Human Torch comics is from 2009.
Wow.
Todd McFarlane called and said, or he was like, I'll be here in about 10 years to take over the comic industry.
Yeah,
I know, right?
y'all are slipping. Do better, or I'm on the way.
It's like the
Yeah.
The green, what is it, the Savage Dragon, where J. Scott Campbell had sent in us
Yeah, number 30.
Yeah.
So this is what he says. He says, "Dear editor, the way that you have been developing the Supergirl series since her move to New York has been the main reason for my interest in Superman Family. Making her switch scenes to the Big Apple was the best thing that could have happened. New Athens was just too far away from the rest of your characters." And then he goes to just giving more thought process. He wrote like 3 paragraphs.
Yeah, but what does
The
that
first
kid
one-
know? He doesn't know shit about
Yeah.
comics. Come on.
Todd McFarlane, Capitol
Fucking
Hill, 2476 Capitol Hill Crescent, Northwest Calgary, Alberta.
Nobody. They publish his whole address?
Yeah, back then they used to publish.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
They make sure to dox
I
everybody.
wonder if whoever lives there still gets mail. Just every so often, someone finds that book, or they go to collect it and they see that, like, let me write a fan letter to Todd, whether
That'd
he's
be
there or not.
crazy.
Well, they that's how people used to meet back then and like become friends, like through the back of those letter pages. And that's actually the man and wife that I can't remember their name. I never can. But I've only been back in the comics for a while. That created ElfQuest. That's how they met. Was through the letter section in the comic book.
Good morning,
You were
Becky.
talking. You were talking about the first Watchmen, and Biggie was right. It was basically in like a sampler. It was a free giveaway.
Mhm.
Both Batman, Dark Knight Returns, and Watchmen were in it. Yeah. So
Yeah, there was a
this is kinda
swamp.
cool.
There was a Constantine too around that time. Cameo of that. It was cool.
Oh, the
holiday special, DC Super Special number 21, I think it is. It doesn't say the number on it, but I'm pretty sure it's 21. This is the first time Frank Miller ever drew Batman.
I'm seeing a theme here.
You got it. This is kind of cool early Watchmen stuff.
Golly, that's awesome.
This is the type of shit I collect. I collect first creator first, and every once in a while I'll just find a stack of them going through like
Oh, some
boxes that I'm
Charlton
trying to
giving us
sell.
there.
Yeah, this is Jim Raparo's first work.
Wow.
Go number.
There are a lot of good regulars over at Charlton. Ditko did a lot of work for him too.
Mm-hmm. Same with Byrne, early Byrne.
Mhm.
Way later. Here's Jim
We were-
Raparo's first.
I don't think you were here
Batman.
for it. We were talking Charlton just a little bit ago. Peter Cannon Thunderbolt has a brand new series out,
Mm-hmm.
which was actually really solid. It was a damn good first issue.
This is a crazy book. This is Adam Hughes' first ever published work.
I've never even seen that book. What was that?
Eagle.
So-
I've seen Eagle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
show
didn't
you
see
this.
that issue.
This will blow you guys away. So he sent in a pinup to him. Eagle number 6. And he sent a pinup to them. Look at this pinup. How good it is.
Oh my gosh.
Cool.
Hang on.
Right?
So that's like Adam Hughes' first fan art or something?
Yep. First ever published work right here that he's ever had anything published.
It's cool.
And he became the artist 2 issues later for like 4 issues.
Oh, they didn't waste any time.
And then this is his first cover right here. It's another Amazing Heroes magazine that he did. Pretty good cover,
Those are great.
right? And I don't know, man. I just love like those like they're like rookie cards to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey Brian, what's the story with Bruce Timm on those
you mean
Masters
this?
of the Universe
Bro, you're
joints?
gonna
You know what I'm
trip.
talking about?
That's
Okay,
crazy
let me
that
know.
you brought that up.
Well, I got one and I saw it on the inside. I was like, Bruce Timm, this is so gangster because Alan told me about it. But I don't know which one's really the first to get, you
Oh,
know.
did I not bring it? I don't think I brought it. So it is the first one is the Grizzlore.
Okay.
It's Grizzlore on the front, and that's Bruce Timm's first ever published work.
Place to get his first. It's so cool.
And I thought I brought that down because I have one. But you guys know what this is, right? The Hulk.
I do. The Moon Knight. Yeah. Moon Knight thing. Right?
Moon Knight's in it, but you're right. But also first Sienkiewicz work right here.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. First Bill Sienkiewicz. I'm surprised this book hasn't shot up more in value because everybody's.
Oh, dude. Hold on. Don't tell me. V for Vendetta. And Axel and something. Yeah.
Well, it's also first appearance of Miracle Man. So.
That's right. Yep. Yeah. That's a big book, dude.
Or
That's
not
a good
Miracle
one.
Man. Not Miracle Man. Yeah, Miracle Man. Yep.
Yeah, Miracle Man.
Yep. And you know, this is the first appearance of both of them, and you see what the prices have been going for the V for Vendetta books lately.
They just announced another show for it.
Yeah. First John Byrne is in this.
Damn, that's a cover.
Nightmare number 20. He did a pinup in it.
You got the first Neil Adams on Flyman? I think it's Flyman, ain't it?
No, it's
What am I thinking of?
You're close. Flyman's like 2 or 3. Neil Adams' first was in an Archie book.
Okay. No, yeah, that's probably right. I can't remember who the Flyman was.
Yeah, so cool shit, man. I love this old stuff. I don't know if it's in here. Check. I'm looking for the John Byrne pinup to see what the quality of work was like from him. That's not going to say. It's going to be tough to find. Love this old school British anthology stuff. Have you guys been following the John Byrne stuff with Rob Liefeld lately?
No, what's he been doing?
John Byrne is just an old school douchebag, and Rob Liefeld
he's the opposite.
He's a new school douchebag.
He's a new school douchebag.
No,
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a diehard Rob Liefeld apologist.
No, really?
Too.
I've heard a lot of Byrne stories, though. He's a bad dude, man. Byrne's got some wild takes, man.
Yeah, he's a what did my buddy say on the show the other night? We're gonna make shirts of it. A documented douchebag. You know what I mean? You
ever hear this? You ever hear the story about John Byrne talking about his inker on a Hawk Annual, saying he drew he colored his characters like sissies or some shit? You ever heard that one? I think it's like Hawk Annual 7 or something.
Yeah, he did all kinds of shit, man. He so what he did with Liefeld is basically Rob was asked to ink over a Byrne pencil, and Rob Liefeld made a post about it, and Byrne said he didn't do the pencils, and so it kind of like started this little thing in between them, and now they're like just Liefeld's just talking shit about his career constantly, like not talking shit about his art, but the fact that he couldn't get along with anybody.
Was this on X?
Yeah, X, and I don't know if he said anything in his I don't know if he said anything in his
IG
podcast lately or not.
Dude, I love
like
the dynamic shift that Liefeld has taken. Like he finished Marvel obviously, and he kind of started focusing on Youngblood. Now that that's released, he's like switched to like actual content creator. Like he's doing like really fun little reels and stuff like on industry things, or just kind of showing the fan side of him a little bit more. He regularly did that on X already, but doing it on IG with the little reels has been pretty cool.
Dude, Rob could literally pay somebody just to walk around him all day with a camera, and it would be the best content. Like, it would be great for comic fans. He's such a like funny nutball and full of energy that he would be perfect for one of those reality shows. And I think Rob Liefeld, more than anybody in comics, even more than Todd, is the ambassador for comic books right now. He's the Stan Lee of what we have right now.
Well, I learned a nice little tidbit from him. He showed that Joe Kubert did the first layout for the Ali Superman book, which I'm a huge Joe Kubert fan. I was just like, wow, that is super fascinating. And he also, like, he's very new to like streaming, so he was like saying, hey guys, I'm not really going to screen share, but you know, I did learn how to get on camera at least. And shit. I was just like, wow, he's like caveman style, but it's fun to watch him grow and learn, you know.
Dude, he's fucking absolutely hilarious, and his art might not be the greatest, but to me, he's still the GOAT, and it's hard to back up to talk any shit about him when he's got 3 of the highest selling top 5 selling comics, or top 10 selling comics of all time, something like that.
And it's also hard when he's as self-aware as he is. Like he posts pictures regularly with his arms back and his chest out, making fun of his own Captain America drawing that was never a comic cover, but people circulate and talk about like it was. You know, the whole feet thing is laughable.
I love
personally.
I got to give you guys a little bit of credit and throw you guys some flowers while I'm here. I love your guys' content, dude. All of you guys. Like, I don't know your content as much, Heavens, but I'm gonna check it out now. But you know, these other guys, it's been really, really good, and I love just talking comics and comic knowledge and finding out new things. And you guys do that a lot. It's nice to just, you know, hey, have you ever heard of this? Hey, check this out. So keep it up.
I like to do this every now and then when it comes up. Just grab the comics that are on the that are right here next to me. With Rob Liefeld with feet, you know, he famously excludes the feet from covers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not
That's such a good cover.
It's not a Liefeld thing. So I'm just going to grab the comics that are right here on the table.
A lot of people do that, yeah.
Here's Spirit of Violence from last week. No feet. You know, they exclude them. Here's the Invincible Compendium. They completely exclude the bottom half of him. And in the little, you can't see him good on screen, but the little background pictures, there's no feet in any of those panels. You know, you got the brand new Blue Falcon, no feet.
Yeah.
You got the brand new Green Lantern Corps, 2, 4, 6, 7 people. You got 3 feet out of 7 people. Redcoat, no feet. Alex Ross, the GOAT, hides his feet. Not that they're not, he literally hides them behind teeth. No feet.
That's an old school trope right there.
Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. Look at this. You got 1 foot out of all those people, and it's that one that you could argue can't draw feet. Look, feet are weird, man. Check out this one. This is interesting. Mr. Terrific has feet, but look how weird they are. Hid that one and put some stuff on there. To a weird little thing. You know, Jim Lee, goated, no feet. Aquaman 11, no feet. It just goes on. I'll tell you what, though, whoever did this cover art, Sooks, can definitely draw feet. Even through the chucks on Superboy there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a kind of weird. It's kind of like, I don't think anybody is ever focused or concerned with drawing beautiful feet.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, Liefeld's he's not the only one that you're right, totally right. He's the only one that doesn't show the feet a lot. And I'm sure Liefeld really cares about the criticism when he's going to the ATM.
He leans into it. Remember in Deadpool and Wolverine, they had the shop called Liefeld's Footwear, or Liefeld's No Feet, or whatever it was called. It doesn't bother him a bit.
No, I was just watching the videos of him talking about that. He was having fun with it.
Yeah, like how he is self-aware about his Captain America drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get back to Nurse and Melody. She's still recuperating from her massive surgery. So thanks for giving me thanks for giving me a link. And Brian, always a pleasure. Good to see you, Rob. Heroes Legion.
Take it easy.
We'll catch y'all later, dude.
Take it easy.
Prayers out, brother.
Yeah,
Dude, I haven't even opened this Youngblood yet. I didn't get the not Kickstarter, his Whatnot drop. I was waiting for the direct market. But good God, this stuff looks great. Whoever he has working with him right now on the regular doing inks and colors, they're just meant to be.
Is Marat working on it? Or is it like Sajjad Shah? Does it say who's doing the interiors?
Liefeld's doing the interiors.
No,
He's doing
like inking and...
pencils and ink. The color art is Juan Manuel Rodriguez.
Wow.
Whoever Juan Manuel Rodriguez. But yo, look how freaking clean this looks, man.
That's pretty cool.
And the cardstock quality on this is insane. Thick pages.
Yeah, I heard he went to the printer and saw that it wasn't the quality that he wanted, so he told them to start it all over and do it again, or something to do with something like that.
That's very taught of him.
Yeah, because he really wanted this to, and I don't know if it was this or for his Kickstarter, but so he's really into that, aspect of making sure that it goes out and it's really fucking good.
Absolute top quality, dude. And this foil even feels different. I mean, like it I don't even know how to
say where it's printed. Is it printed out of Arizona? It's probably printed out of Canada.
Where would I even see it?
Was it?
Image Comics, licenses, blah blah blah.
That's interesting. Doesn't say.
I'm not sure. I'm reading through the front here. It's all just the disclaimer stuff. Platinum Studios, maybe? I don't know. I see the image thing. Obviously, I see Platinum Studios over there. I don't think that would be it.
I really like the Danny Warren Johnson variant too.
Oh, of Shaft?
Yeah.
Shut your mouth.
Look at this
Just talk
splash
about
page
Shaft.
of Chapel. Like, look at that.
Arizona? Some print in Arizona. It looks like.
But yeah, he absolutely crushed this, dude. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The birth of Image Comics with Youngblood. Well, not really the birth, but the first published series.
27 variants for that.
That's probably including any retailers, isn't it?
Oh yeah, totally. And it passed 500,000 in orders.
Oh, he's dominating, dude. Like that's the funny part. Like, when he did his Kickstarter thing, it made national news, and in some of their later pages, like, hey, new comics selling hundreds of thousands of copies, and I was a little concerned, or still am. The direct-to-market strategy, the direct-to-market option, really, that excludes comic shops. Like this direct-to-market version did gangbusters, and that's
after what I think it is,
already selling hundreds of thousands of copies of the exact same book. But he did think about that. He included a couple of new pages, so if you got his Whatnot version that he dropped months ago, there is unseen material in here, so you might want to go check it out too, and all new covers. But it just kind of worries me for the future, kind of thing.
You know what I think it is? I think it's I think that the artists have been forced to go this route of direct to consumer because one, the industry doesn't support them in a way that, you know, makes it possible for a thriving comic shop industry anymore, a brick and mortar shop industry anymore. And they can make so much more money on their own, just on their website. They don't have to do anything. Just to pay a fulfillment service, which there's hundreds of them out there that do it, and create a website. Takes 10 minutes on Wix or Shopify, and you know, you don't have to. You can make your own comic. You can do your own variants. Like look at Scotty Young, J. Scott Campbell. You know, Will Jack. Yeah. So, and comic shops, in my opinion, are slowly dying and morphing into the collectible flea market.
Yeah, I think
that's not a bad term.
I don't see the dying aspect, because even with these creators having that capability, it still doesn't lend to. I mean, that only lends to the people that are cover collecting, key collecting, specking. That doesn't lend to readers at all.
Like the vast majority of the people that are buying comics right now, I don't think are reading their books.
I don't necessarily.
No, I should say that. Let me rephrase that. I think the vast majority of comics getting bought these days don't get read.
There you go. But there's parts of that I can agree with and parts that I disagree with. So ABX, my comic shop that I'm extremely personally close with, I see the dynamic of that shop. And the dynamic of that shop is subscriber-based readers. All these books that are the hot book of the week, like I can go there right now and pull a Batman annual off the wall for cover price, right? And this isn't a little comic shop. There's over like 100 subscribers alone. You know, this isn't a hole in the wall. But the customer base there is so geared toward buying and reading that no one cares that the Batman annual, Absolute Batman annual, is a $40 book or whatever. They got their copy, they read it. They're not trying to resell books. I can go 2 red lights down the road to a different comic shop that has got to be one of the biggest comic shops like in the Southeast, like square footage wise. It's massive. And you wouldn't be able to get that book an hour after the store opens because their customer base is what you're thinking of when it comes to comics. They're the ones buying it, grading them, like buying stuff and just sending it straight to get graded, this and that. A lot of military guys that are getting into the hobby. So I think it really, really changes really heavily based on your area and the shops.
Yeah. Well, what's been very eye-opening to me is talking to retailers, and also talking to, you know, publishers and online retailers, and the difference, you know, when you talk to an online retailer compared to a brick and mortar shop retailer.
Retailers are cover sellers.
Yep, you got it. Online retailers are mainly cover sellers.
Yeah, you know, I'm good friends with Nelson over at Big Time Collectibles for years. That whole business model, you're selling art, which is fine. That's helping save a lot of the aspects of the comic industry, because even though you're just selling art, if you got 100 online retailers ordering 4.5 thousand copies of a book, just put your own cover on it, that's 4.5 thousand copies for hundreds of books every month, kind of thing. You know, that's good numbers for the publishers.
Yeah, but I don't think the publishers are making enough money to really stay in business much longer. I think that watching what's happened with Dynamite and the things that are going on behind the scenes with you know, distribution and that whole thing, I think that it's really hard to make money as a publisher anymore.
What's happening with Dynamite?
Sorry, not Dynamite, Diamond. I always say Dynamite. Diamond. What's going on with Diamond?
Diamond's not even a publisher. Yeah. They're just a distributor.
Well, that's what I mean. So now with all the distribution problems, but they also owed a bunch of people a lot of money. Like, for instance, they owed Dynamite over $1.3 million, dude.
Damn.
And they're not going to get paid for that. They're in court right now fighting over if they'll get paid for it, which is bullshit because they're basically sitting. Not only what they're doing is they're sitting on all their product that they had over there, and they sold a bunch of it as well and didn't pay them. So
the gaming aspect was like 10 times bigger than the comic aspect.
Well, here's the crazy thing. They had a ton of people that, like retailers, that owed them money. They let retailers borrow a shit ton of money. Like there were some retailers out there that were on it was like probably like close to $1 million on the arm, and that's one of the reasons that Diamond went bankrupt as well. It's one of the bricks, that fell, is that they loaned too many retailers money. But think about it. That's their lifeblood. They would say, well, pay us next week, and it cost them too. But back to the main point is that I see how much it costs to be in that old world of thinking about publishing a bunch of books, and then all we care about is the amount that retailers order, even though probably half those books will sit on shelves or not really ever be sold, which is kind of weird. There's no data from the industry at all. Like, it's impossible to find out true print runs and true ordering numbers, and it's like ridiculous. So that's the other thing. And here's the crazy part. There's probably less than 1,200 shops around the country right now, brick and mortar shops. That's crazy, bro. There used to be 10,000 brick and mortar shops. There used to be 12,000 brick and mortar shops.
You gotta weigh other factors into it. Like the main contributing factor to the decline in anything readership is just digital content, man. And I don't mean reading digital comics. I mean like digital content. Every year since the day we were born and before, readership was slowly declining. It's the nature of it. Newspapers don't really exist anymore. Magazines don't really exist like
another reason why publishing is a dying thing. It's on the vine withering.
No, I don't think it'll completely die. I just can't think that way because printed media is legacy. It just
printing media won't ever go out. Like and we talked about this before at the very like. Imagine like 50 years from now,
what happens when we go off the grid? What happens when our systems go away?
In 50 years from now, if everything has gone digital, I could imagine DC Comics that is a functioning, successful digital comic book platform. I imagine they would still put out a printed version of Detective and Action just for the legacy, just for the novelty kind of thing. But
of course, but I think what they'll do first is they'll license it out. They'll tell like, hey, Dark Horse, if you want to do a Batman story, an 8-page Batman story, here's the cost. If you're even you guys, even us, hey, you want to do a Batman story? Who's the artist? Let's vet the story, and then you can do it. That type of thing.
At that point, I feel like it becomes co-opted fan fiction.
It will. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like in that hypothetical future, they're still making Batman comics. They still have writers and artists on it. It's just not geared toward a paper fan base, is what I'm saying. Those, like, if they're still a successful comic book company with a massive universe doing events, all this, and they just don't cater to putting paper books on shelves every Wednesday. But I'm with AR right now, especially this year, what we're seeing. And I know there's a lot of people like doom saying about the comic industry and the numbers, but the numbers are ridiculously
DC
good.
Has been doing really
right
well. DC's been doing better than I've seen them do in 25 years.
And it's not just they're doing better compared to bad. They're doing good.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Wow, they're putting out a product that people fucking want to go to because the stories are bangers. When you got Snyder, Zdarsky, Aaron, and Thompson headlining for your writing, fuck, man. I mean, that's good. That's a good thing. But you got a solid bullpen.
Well, I will tell you though, if we all go off the grid, the least my worries are going to be what I'm reading or DVDs I have.
Well, that's so. I was just thinking.
Get you a wrist rocket, eat squirrel.
Do you know, Legion? I'm thinking about Dune and the Bene Gesserit's like thinking computer and the lineages of all the genealogies, and it's like, okay, well, you know, if we do that bullshit with science, or not science, but we could do that, but like comics, like you better not destroy that one chip, bro. Like, you know, or if we get EMP'd or something, like, how are we gonna get our nerd off?
Yeah, I think that to that random point, like hubris will be the downfall of the society.
No shit, it's happening right. Well, hubris,
yeah, like, they don't care.
We don't know anything, but we're gonna be in charge.
No, I think that DC has found like a very I think some of these people are catching up to the times. You know, it's hard for industries and things to adjust in real time to shifting. Like look at Sears, you know, they barely exist anymore. They didn't shift and turn soon enough. You know, they didn't change up their business model.
They countered. Let's be honest with them. Sears was so stuck in their minds that when Amazon was out and they had the opportunity to go online, and having been a catalog company their entire existence up to that point, instead of going online with their stuff, they made a purposeful decision to not only stay offline, but instead to double down on brick and mortar by buying fucking Kmart and Orchard Supply Hardware and stuff, and fucking going, the internet is a fad. People aren't going to buy things and have them shipped to them. That was their whole business model for 100 fucking years.
I don't think written prose is a fad. Like, I just don't think that physical media is a fad. I think it is going to be a legacy form of media. I think it will become very specialized. You're going to own. So I think the majority already is. The majority of media already is being consumed on the internet. So the fact of the matter is that books have already become a form of legacy media, but have they gone away? No, not completely. They never will. Just like left-handers will never completely go away. You know why? They're good for the population.
What do you think about the factor of people that
can't read us out?
People that read the bootleg versions online of these new comics and don't buy them.
Same as people that do that with movies. They're damaging the hell out of the industry.
What about action figures? They don't even play with them.
That's just disgusting.
I can't. You people.
I play with my action figures.
It looks like DC Comics is starting to catch up with the times. You know, a huge part of selling your books is making your customers know that it's there. Driving them to it. You have to win these people over. There's a lot of stuff out there beyond comics that's worth spending money on.
Well, and if you look
and you have people like Scott Snyder who's actively online working to sell his book, and I don't assume he has any kind of written clause to sell his stuff online or to be personally proactive about what he's doing with the Absolute universe, but he's doing a good job. And whether you agree with the content or you like the content or any of that stuff, Daniel Warren Johnson and Scott Snyder did one hell of a job making people talk about that Absolute Batman annual 2.5 months before it came out. And then Daniel Warren Johnson had a very, very precisely timed piece of art that he shared out 1 week before that book dropped. And they literally created a conversation and dominated social media up until the point of that book dropping. And it instantly exploded. You know, like that's what you got to do. You got to work to sell this stuff. And they did a good job with it. And again, the numbers on the Absolute universe are the numbers that can be recorded and reported, which I think it's always going to be lower. Like the the incomplete sales data is always lower than what's really happening because you're getting point of sales from shops that use point of sale systems. You know, you're getting a back end, like what is it, like crate or unit numbers.
Yeah.
But they're doing like not just like modern time good numbers, but historically good numbers. You know, they're putting up like a 250,000 copies sold kind of thing and stuff. Even the collected volumes, and this is what I assume is more of like the younger market, like your people that favor anime stuff, that go back and pick up the collected volumes, because it made the New York Times best-selling list when they released the collected volume for the Zoo, Absolute Batman Volume 1. That's not bad.
Yeah. What did you think of the annual?
Dude, I had to do a whole video on it just because of the noise. You know, like for those that know, you got signal and you got noise. There's a lot of noise around that book. And I don't want people to not read comics because of politics.
Once again, Batman excludes the signal. That's just typical.
No, we were trying to exclude the noise to get to the signal. So
You
that
should get rid of
Batman
the signal
annual
and just send out a beep.
That Batman annual was a fantastic, dynamic, fun, and heartfelt Batman story that's completely consistent with Batman and the Absolute Universe. Unfortunately for that book, and like I mentioned, Daniel Warren Johnson put up a very timely posted piece of art, and all the noise that comes around it from the non-readers or the Wikipedia warriors, and I didn't want people to be ran off because they thought it was some kind of political shit, which to a degree it definitely was. And we know this because Daniel Warren Johnson made his intentions known before the book dropped. But if you're capable of separating the artist from the art and what he thinks and feels, which he's fully allowed to think and feel whatever he wants, there's nothing wrong with that. When it comes down to it, when you read this book, did what he thinks and feel take away from the story? And it didn't. It didn't. He thinks and feels what he wants, but
that's how comics got founded, dude.
No,
people were writing how they think and feel about fascism, and they didn't like it. It was by a bunch of middle-class, second-generation Jewish men who fought for America who couldn't fucking stand fascism, and that's how Captain America got started.
I'm pretty sure that's not how Superman started, but I get your point. Like during wartime, there was propaganda. Comics.
Yeah, I mean, and it's simply people, and comics have always been about the artists like putting their views out there.
Yeah,
like,
I don't disagree at all. Like the messaging in comic books are why they're so
always have been social commentary.
Superman has fought the Klan. Batman, not the first time he's fought.
Black Panthers fought the Klan.
The difference is when you have a quality writer versus a hack. A hack will just simply take their personal opinion.
That's been the more modern experience where we get this.
Yes. So a hack will take their personal message, whatever it may be, and
it's not as organic as it was in the Bronze Age.
They'll put it into a book and just put a superhero costume on it, where a quality writer like Denny O'Neil or Neil Adams or what Daniel Warren Johnson did with this annual will have those feelings and find a way to express them via the character. It's not Daniel Warren Johnson wearing the bat suit in this book. He found a way to, at the end of it, Superman movie, the new one. He
wanted to send a message.
The perfect example is the new Superman movie. When that came out, because of real world stuff happening, a lot of people are like, it's Israel, Gaza. And James Gunn's like, well, no, it's not. I wrote this before that kicked off. But if you saw this and you have a certain feeling that's just art done right. You see art and it can apply to this for these people, this to those people, and you can get the message. You shouldn't be a dick and because you're stronger than the other guys go in and just steamroll them. Like that was the message. If that's applicable in the real world, you can find numerous places it is.
A great writer can do that and not make people feel alienated. Like Frank Miller, Dark Knight Returns. He's talking about 80s Reaganomics and all that shit. So is The Watchmen. He's talking about what's going on in the 80s with Alan Moore.
Thatcher economics, Nixon economics, right? I mean, it was a dystopian novel.
That's a good way to put it, Matt. A quality writer can deliver a message without alienating an audience. A hack, a 2-bit piece of shit that has no business in the industry,
wants to force you to see how they do.
Yeah.
But a good writer puts puts a scenario in front of you and says, what if this was the case? What if we take things and we actually kind of exaggerate them? How do the superheroes who are already exaggerated characters react to this situation?
Yeah, Star Wars.
What did you think of it, Brian?
I was really disappointed, man. And I felt like I was so looking forward to it and thought it was going to be awesome, but I felt like Daniel Warren Johnson's storytelling with his art felt really off. And there was a moment when I kind of was like, oh man, this doesn't feel like Batman to me. And I know that like Scott Snyder, wants it to be, like modern, like our times but I distinctly remember him saying that he at least wanted the core characters of these people to be there, their core characters. And I feel like there was a lost moment where like it was perfect storytelling up until that moment where the priest is like, all right, Batman, you've done enough. And that could have been like a really good moment, but then Batman's like, nah, and just keeps killing the guy, right? It's like, where did this come from?
An unnecessary context was needed, but Scott Snyder did have to go. He didn't have to, but he did choose to go on social media after the book release to confirm that none of those people died. Not the guy that had the 3 battering rings stabbed into his face and then kneed through the back of his face. Not the top that got the 1-winged angel and had his head crushed on the ground. Not the people that he burned to death. None of them died. He confirmed that the body count was 0.
Also, they explained, like, you see, they interject him going back and his dad telling him, like, you can't just solve everything with violence. And at the end of it, he realizes he failed what his dad was teaching him.
I don't know. I didn't take it that way, but I've read it a couple of times. I'll read it again with that point. And
the whole point of the story was that this is a flashback. This is a flashback to where he draws his line, and it's kind of like the story of why
we all gotta have a moral line,
but it's a story. It's a story of him crossing that line, and that's why he's in the fetal position crying. He has that memory of his dad explaining that, like when he's as a kid and he looks at his hand and sees the blood and he stops and gets out in fetal position, cries about his actions.
And I think that's a
message the part that
retribution doesn't make you feel good necessarily.
Yeah, that was the part that everybody who decided to do a video on that, because I did one that was spoiler free, trying to encourage people, if you're all yippity doo happy and you're buying your first comic book because you think, oh, for once superheroes are fighting Nazis, for one, you should read more comics, and for 2, you should read this all the way through. And if you're mad that Daniel Warren Johnson is writing some kind of coded story about how he feels about modern people that aren't Nazis and he's calling them Nazis in this book, you should probably read it too, because of that sandwich story, the way it opens and closes, it does the opposite. It doesn't justify Batman's actions. I think that was like where the actual story was told. All these people that are like, oh yeah, look at that, in the face, oh, bust his head. And at the end of it, you have Batman crying about those actions, about doing that, because he knows better that hate begets more hate.
Yeah, it's that, and that like when you meet violence with violence, you may be resisting, but it doesn't make you feel good.
Yeah. You
do not feel good cracking the skulls of your fellow man. And I think that's what is it. There is a psychic toll that it takes. Like, just like, in World War II, fuck, half them bastards was related.
It was only a flesh wound.
And so it's just like,
and I tried to encourage people last week and then last Sunday when I did my review show. Jeff Lemire has JSA Year 1 that just started last week.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I saw it. Yeah.
Solid. I love the Golden Age characters. If you're one of those people that think superheroes are too overpowered, check out the JSA. Like, go check out the JSA. But guess what they're fighting, Matt? Guess what the JSA are fighting?
What?
Fucking Nazis, like every month. Right. So if you like seeing Nazis get beat up, if that's all it takes for you to start buying and reading comics, Yeah, go every week, every single week. There are superheroes fighting Nazis ever since the 19 fucking
Would
40s.
anybody be interested?
That has
in
never
a comic
stopped. So, like
where-
all the people that like flipped their wig and did all this content, I can't tell you how many Instagram things I saw of people saying, "I never buy comics. I had to go out and buy this because they're fighting Nazis." I'm like,
And there was a documentary a
Just
few
wait till you
years
find
back
out.
about like the history of comics, and I kind of made a comment in the chat. Like Joe Simon and Kirby, they kind of caught some hell from their publisher because we weren't in World War II at that time when he did that cover of him punching the Mustache Man in the face, and so they actually got jumped on for that.
yeah, about that same time that happened, there's actual like American Nazi rallies happening in the States, because just like there's people now marching and supporting communism that have lost their mind. Back then there was people marching and supporting fascism that didn't have a mind.
Henry Ford.
Yeah. What is the old saying though, that Henry Ford had a picture of Hitler on his desk and Hitler had a picture of Henry
Disney
Ford on
wasn't
his
much
desk?
better either.
So the other thing that was kind of shitty about it to me was I felt like the other two stories were really lacking. Like that third story was hard to get through, man.
Third story was just kind of just like a excerpt about bats, wasn't it?
It was freaking. I have no idea. I tried and I just couldn't do it.
I enjoyed the second story with the black masks going into their old house, and Batman was more like a horror.
Yeah,
like hiding.
I
in the
like
shadows,
that one
choking
more.
People up. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was actually to me better than the first one. But I love annuals. I always thought that annuals were a cool thing, and
There's one I haven't gotten. That's the Phil Jimenez one, the Titans, about the origin of Wonder Girl, that I heard is amazing. The annual. Hello, nothing. Okay, cool.
I'm not familiar with that one.
It's the new Titan that you talked about it, Matt. Titans, with Donna Troy, like the origin.
It's like an origin. It's like a backstory of Donna Troy.
Yes.
It's really great. I really like it.
Annual.
Ryan, have you noticed how like in
That's a
modern
good
times,
annual.
Marvel and DC has kind of used the annuals as like a throwaway book? Where back in the day, you would look forward to them.
It was integral
You
back
can't
in the
wait
day.
to get to an annual because they were oversized. You knew like you're going to get a story crossing over other characters. But nowadays, it seems like annuals are what everybody skips because they know they just have a fill-in newbie just writing a story that doesn't matter to anything.
Well, that is one of the things that I think that is good about this one is they took that old school idea where I love, the original idea was like to try and like give the creative team a little bit of time off so they would get, new creative team or just try some people out. That's why you see like, Frank Miller got his start in a lot of annuals, and Rob Liefeld got his start in a lot of annuals. A lot of those old school artists, that's where they got tried out. So I don't mind that, but I love how they do it also where they like said to Daniel Warren Johnson, here, bro, because don't get me wrong, I was so looking forward to this. I'm a huge DWJ fan.
Mm-hmm.
I loved his, like that Old Man Skywalker shit that he did. And I just got done rereading Transformers up to 25. So I'm going to read 26.
Before Transformers started, I had him draw this for me. It's the first and only time he's drawn Optimus Primal.
That's badass.
Yeah.
I have one of those sitting next to me.
The Beast War guy, the gorilla from Beast Wars.
Yeah.
So I thought that'd be dope because I knew people were going to start getting him to draw all this Optimus Megatron stuff. And I was born in the 80s. I had Beast Wars when I grew up. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to get him to draw Optimus Primal. And Lynx had to get out his phone and pull out a reference for him to look at the draw because he never.
I would say that your birth was a Beast War and that you survived the initial Beast War.
Yeah, my mom survived. I am the Beast.
She birthed the Beast baby. A gorilla robot.
Are you reading the Age of Revelation stuff at all? You a Marvel guy? You reading Marvel? Yeah.
No, I'm not a Marvel guy.
Hulk
is my favorite character of all time.
Fucking loves it,
dude. I'd have to explain this to a lot of people. They think I'm just a DC guy. I absolutely love Marvel Comics characters, but I have this curse where I enjoy quality. So right now, the only thing Marvel I get is Hulk to not break the completed run, and I don't dislike.
How's that working out?
I don't dislike how I only need issue 1. I don't dislike what PKJ is doing right now. It's just really long in the tooth, and I think his ideas work better in his head than they do on paper sometimes. And I get Ghost Rider, and Benjamin Percy's stuff was great. Now they're just trying to figure out what to do, and I'm trying this new Spirit of Violence series, and I get Punisher. Those 3 characters, Hulk, Ghost Rider, Punisher, and I'll drop a Ghost Rider and a Punisher in a heartbeat if it's not
Punisher
good.
Red Band's been a pretty good read so far.
Those first 2 were amazing.
And they got the new Marvel Knights one coming out where Dan Panosian does all the art.
Yeah, I read issue 1, and it's literally the same thing as, who's doing the current Red Band Punisher? Benjamin Percy. And he's doing the same story that he did in Ghost Rider to bring Johnny Blaze back, where they're just back. We don't know why or how they're back, but there's something in their head that is causing them to not know why they're back, and they're under someone else's control. In Ghost Rider, it was a little parasite demon. In Punisher, it's a chip. And then if you look into the Red Band one, they did the exact same thing. You got this Mexican gang cartel that has beat up Frank and programmed Frank to go. Like, it's the same story, just in a different time era. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I like I read the first 2 issues of Spirits of Violence. I kind of enjoyed it. And I read this one, The Undead Iron Fist is kind of cool. It's like a mini series they brought out because they killed Danny Rand, unfortunately, but he's come back in this series. I kind of like it. I haven't really read the Age of Revelation stuff though, but I was kind of.
I was about to say I love Marvel characters. I just don't pull Marvel hardly anymore, like hardly anything, just because like there's so much good stuff out there between the other publishers. Even Ghost Machine is phenomenal. Energon is good. Mark Miller puts out stuff. I get stuff of like every and anything from the Miller world, and there's just no reason for me to buy and support Marvel if they're not going to put out quality stuff. I didn't even know what this Revelation thing is you're talking about, Brian.
Oh, it's like the there was one called the Unbreakable X-Men that came out, and it was like I read a story about it. I haven't read it, but yeah, and like Rogue like basically kills Galactus somehow, and it turns her into a statue or something because she couldn't absorb all the power.
She keeps absorbing power.
It was kind of interesting, but
you know how like ladies when they get older, the sex gets better. She gets more powerful.
Rob knows about that. He was telling me about that.
Oh, cool. Look at the smile on his face.
Brian, what is this Revelation thing you speak of, and why is it relevant?
It's basically do you remember the Age of Apocalypse back in the late 90s?
Yeah.
So it's basically that storyline continuing on. So it's like, like 40 years in the future past that or something. And they're doing it across all the X-Men stuff, and they're doing it across a bunch of other titles. So it seems pretty cool so far. The Wolverine stuff's a little off, but I think that they're probably trying to make it feel off. At least I hope so, because it's really goofy. But the rest is very interesting. There's a series with Emma Frost and Tony Stark for Iron Man, and that seems pretty interesting. Yeah, it's cool. Wolverine is Death, one of the Horsemen. Sinister's involved. Sinister has like a team. Very interesting, dude. Very interesting. If you're an X-Men fan, so I love that type of stuff. That future. Elseworlds, Tale style, what if, continue the story thing. If it's a good
Gambit
story.
and the Externals miniseries, I still remember pretty well. And I haven't fiddled with Age of Apocalypse stuff since it came out. The designs and the toys back in the day were more of a draw than anything else for me. I like seeing the one-eye Cyclops and Colossus with the bandana on.
You should
Gambit
see
with the long ponytail hair.
You should see the Gambit cover that's coming out. It's fucking amazing.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah.
What does he look like? Does he have the long ponytail hair?
No, he has long hair. Let me see if I can find it here real quick.
Everybody grows their hair out in the Age of Apocalypse.
I don't think it's by choice, right? There's just not very many barbers around.
You got shears, don't you?
Wolverine's running around with a pair of scissors right there.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Wolverine. Reduced to
Let's
just
cut
the
that shit.
X-Men barber.
He's like Eddie Superfans all of a sudden.
God.
You try not to get it so close next time.
Yeah.
I liked Age of Apocalypse, and if you could get the omnibus for it, that's the cool thing, because it's great as like a big chunk. Because
I'm gonna jump over on my computer real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. But that's, God, it's been a long time since X-Men's been fun, and so I really have enjoyed the Gail Simone, because it feels kind of like she's carrying Claremont's torch. But other than that, X-Men's not.
X-Men's not it. The X-Men one.
Yeah, but Uncanny with Gail Simone.
Well, I kind of like Jed McKay, but I don't like what he's done with X-Men. I like what he did. I like what he's doing on Avengers.
And Jed McKay was really good on Moon Knight. It's not like he does well on certain things. It's just X-Men wasn't it.
At this point, I'm almost convinced that Marvel Comics is just a tax shelter.
Yeah, that Hercules with the Thor annual. God, I love that. That's a book I'd love to get, where it's like Thor and Hercules going face to face against each other. What Thor annual number is that? Thor first, Hercules. Annual one.
Is there echo? You guys getting echo?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Echo?
Echo 1 2.
Not hearing
All right.
echo.
Not now.
It's Journey into Mystery Annual 1. That is a great book. Damn, it's a great book. It's 1. Okay.
No echo anymore, right?
Correct.
Nope. Sound good.
You're good.
You're kind of
Check out
quiet, but
this.
you sound good. Mark, I finished Jupiter's Legacy Volume 2 last night. And again, this is a confusing conversation to have due to later printings of the volumes. So did you finish Jupiter's Circle, or did you finish Jupiter's Legacy Volume 2? Because they went back, and when they reprinted in the collected volumes, so originally Jupiter's Legacy came out, then Jupiter's Legacy Volume 2, then they did Jupiter's Circle Volume 1 and 2, which is a prequel. But if you go back and buy the trades now, the collected volumes now, they don't call it Jupiter's Circle. Jupiter's Legacy, which was originally the beginning, now starts at Volume 3. It gets very confusing. So you can read it in you can Star Wars it and do the prequels after the beginning, or you can just read it in chronological order and start with the prequels. Which I suggest the chronological order, to be honest with you. It makes what happens in Volume 1 of Jupiter's Legacy hit so much harder.
There's that Gambit image. I shared it with you.
That's pretty dope. Was he blind now? That's a serious question.
Yes.
What's on his eyes?
Yeah, I guess.
Is it face paint
Okay.
or is he blind?
Yeah. It looks like it's a actual bandana or something, because you don't see any.
Huh.
eyes.
Who's on the
that's
cards,
sick as
Brian?
hell. Who's the artist?
I don't know who's on the cards. That
I had
looks
to
like
show that
Spider
to you,
Girl.
JD. Yeah, that looks like
Either
Spider
Girl or who's the new Spider Girl, I guess.
Yeah, what an old girl.
And
Canadian survivalist says he's blind.
Yeah.
But when you can sense energy.
He got caught stealing one too many times.
He's like Rutger Hauer in Blind Fury.
Oh man, dude! The end of that movie. The end of that movie was awesome. And I remember being a kid when I saw Star Wars: The Phantom Menace and the way they did that to Darth Maul. I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen this already.
Yeah. But yeah, Rutger Hauer was awesome in that movie. But Rutger Hauer is kind of underrated. Nobody really appreciates him. In the '80s though, like The Hitcher and Blade Runner. But I could talk about
Blade Runner. My God, that final monologue in Blade Runner is legendary.
Oh,
Did you ever watch Oboe with a Shotgun?
Yeah, I liked it too. It had one of the guys from the Ricky from the Trailer Park Boys gets brutally just killed back in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, with the sewer plate thing that they did.
Well, the thing about that Blade Runner one is too that Rutger Hauer, they said that Ridley Scott said he ad-libbed a lot of that.
I was watching an interview with Christopher Lee, and he was talking about how he had no idea what the hell Star Wars was or anything, but George Lucas called him up, and he said something that made Christopher Lee excited and take the part, because he said, "We'll have fun." And he's like, and if you know what time around like movie sets are, it's like, he's like, it's not fun. He's like, it's actually really boring. And he was like, so I had a great time. And that's why I took and he was like, when I was doing the fight against Count Dooku, or he is Count Dooku, when he was doing the fight against Yoda or whatever, that like, they were just telling him directions and places where to swing. He had no idea what he was fighting, and then they just added in the little Yoda. It's like, well, he did a good job acting. All right, good talk.
Good talk.
Sorry.
Really like interesting individual. You know what I mean? Like he did a lot of great like Hammer films in the 70s and 60s and 50s with the
Dracula.
Yeah, all those Dracula movies were amazing to me. I still watch them. I watch them during Halloween.
He said when he put in the red eye lenses, he couldn't see shit.
Yeah, and also, he was in Lord of the Rings, but he actually met Tolkien one time. He was like a big fan.
Yeah, he said it was like I think in the 50s, in the like, yeah, at some
they
point.
They were like a pub or something somewhere.
Yeah, they were at where the Inklings met, and he was buddies with one of the college students, because I mean, around that age he was a younger guy too, and the guy pointed out, oh, there's the professor, and he was like, that's Tolkien. Oh shit. He's like, yeah, I'll call over and see if he'll speak with you. And he came over, and Christopher Lee said that he was just like starstruck and couldn't really talk, which is like
and one of the coolest voices in all of film. Christopher Lee's got that kind of booming voice, just great voice.
Did y'all watch the new Frankenstein?
Not yet. I'm going to watch it today. I'm trying to make time for it today.
Del Toro.
They said it's got one of the highest Rotten Tomato audience scores ever.
Yeah, it's getting high praise and tons of glaze. That's for sure. I really enjoyed it. The Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein. Yeah, there's no way you haven't heard of this.
Are you serious, Matt? Have you not? Even I've heard of this, and I don't hear about anything.
Yeah,
it is just dominating social media. Del Toro
I know about the heavy metal.
Did a Netflix original Frankenstein movie, which is like a passion project for him, and they even did a limited theatrical run for a Netflix movie because they know what they have, and they assume that it would get Oscar consideration and as a requirement.
Isaac's in it, right?
Yeah, Oscar Isaac plays Victor. Yeah. And Jacob Elordi or whatever plays the monster. Mia Goth is in it. Christoph Waltz is in it. Mm-hmm. It's incredibly well done. I have like a personal grudge against it for what I think is just a terrible choice with the story of omitting. Frankenstein's an old book. It's over 200 years old at this point. And Elizabeth was Victor's wife, and the monster kills Elizabeth for revenge against Victor for not making him a companion. They don't do any of that. Like the third act of the story of Frankenstein is excluded from this movie completely, and they do a whole different angle where Elizabeth isn't even Victor's wife, it's his brother's wife. And like I don't know, I thought that, like, that's such a crucial part of making the third act of the story work, being that Victor finds it necessary to chase this monster to the literal ends of the earth to hunt it down for killing his wife on their wedding night.
Didn't they kind of do something similar, like in the De Niro version in the 90s, where he was like
in the 90s? De Niro shows up and punches Helena Bonham Carter straight through the chest and rips her heart out in front of Victor because he won't make him a companion. In the original, the monster strangles her to the point of breaking her neck.
What do you think of this new Bride of Frankenstein movie coming out with Christian Bale in it?
it looks fun. So there's two different kinds of Frankenstein movies. You have the ones that are adapting Mary Shelley's book, and then which there's only been a few, like the Randy Quaid, the Robert De Niro, and now this new one. But you have countless Frankenstein stories that are just taking advantage of the public domainness of it. James McAvoy just had that Victor Frankenstein movie not long ago. You got like Van Helsing, the Universal horror stuff. This one with the bride looks like almost like a modern grindhouse film. It looks really cool.
Young Frankenstein is obviously the most accurate depiction of the literature.
Frankenstein is awesome. I love that movie.
And Mary Shelley brings up Ovaltine several times in her novel.
Also, I like one of my favorite parts though is when him and Igor are outside, and Dr. Frankenstein's fiance shows up, and then Terry Garr's out there too, and he's like, he looks at Igor and says, Igor, please take their bag. Please take the bag. And he's like, okay, I'll take the one with the turban, and you can take the blonde.
Yeah.
Y'all think Mel Brooks is going to make it to the release of Spaceballs?
I hope so. I really hope so.
That he is still writing is amazing.
Is he though?
I put Josh Gad.
I don't say a ton.
Or is it just his name helping sell some product?
Yeah.
Merchandise.
Well, I think it's amazing that he's lived that long. Him and Dick Van Dyke. I mean, I give him kudos for longevity. 100 years old.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's crazy.
I hope he makes it though, but I mean, it's going to be touch and go. I mean, he's
the same month. So, in the same month that Spaceballs 2 was announced, they announced that he would be the executive producer of the television show A Very Young Frankenstein. That doesn't sound very good.
I heard there was a picture of John Carpenter and Kurt Russell together, and they're holding like an eye patch, like they're hinting at something coming out.
For who?
John Carpenter. There was a picture of John Carpenter and Kurt Russell, and one of them was holding like an eye patch, like they were.
Well, obviously that's Snake, right?
Yeah.
Got it.
Did you see where Kurt? I mean, it made the thumbnail today. The trailer for Monarch season 2 dropped yesterday.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
That looked absolutely incredible.
I was watching. I saw it in your group chat. I'm like, holy crap! It's got the surfers, and they're like, get off the beach. You're not allowed to be here. And all of a sudden, it's just crazy.
That close up shot of Kong, where it looks like you're in a helicopter and it's nighttime with the spotlight on him and his face is just right there. That reminded me of the old commercials from when I was a kid for Universal Studios theme park, how they would have the King Kong attraction.
Yeah.
But it looked insane. That first season was amazing. And that's what a smart group of producers that show has to get Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell to play the same character for 2 different time eras in the show. Like that was just actually brilliant. Yeah.
Well, that was like Ice Cube's son playing him in that movie.
Straight out of Compton. Yeah.
There's some of them, man. I saw when Radio City Music Hall was doing, I think it was like an homage to the Beatles or something, or George Harrison, and they did the from the, what is it called, from While My Guitar Gently Weeps. They did that one, but George Harrison's son was on the was drumming, and he looks just like his dad. It was so crazy.
Yeah, John Bonham's son playing the drums for the induction.
Led Zeppelin, sorry.
Yeah, and they had Hart up there singing "Stairway to Heaven" with Bonham's son on the drums. That was awesome.
Hart was great. I mean, Ann Wilson, you just can't beat that voice.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Ann and Nancy Wilson are great.
Jason Bonham was the one that played the drums when they did their reunion show at the O2 Arena several years back. Led Zeppelin.
That's awesome.
Speaking of my guitar gently leaks. You remember have anybody ever seen the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame performance where they're playing a tribute to George Harrison with his son out there and Tom Petty, and Prince just comes
exactly. While My Guitar Gently Weeps,
and Prince just comes up there and blows their doors off.
I mean, that was transcendental, and like he had a guy hold him. It was like when he leans back.
Yeah,
it's just wild, dude.
And then he just takes the guitar off the end and just throws it. Like, see, there's a backstory about that, Carolyn. there was a list that John Winter, who's a hack, by the way, who was the editor of Rolling Stone for several years. They had a list of like 100 greatest guitar players of all time, and Prince was omitted from the list. So he told Tom Petty, "Do you mind if I come out there and play with you guys?" He said, "I kind of got to prove a point tonight." So he used to go there and just the prove a point, just goes crazy on the guitar.
Yeah, I can see why he would be miffed, and he basically made his point.
I just appreciate the fact that you used the term miffed.
You know, I get miffed quite a bit.
Miffed, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's confirmed that Brian doesn't keep up a television.
Cool.
Didn't know Frankenstein was out.
Yeah.
Are you going to watch Monarch: Legacy of Monsters? Are you a MonsterVerse guy? I don't know.
No,
I
I only watch documentaries and YouTube.
It's almost the same, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can watch
That's all I
documentaries on YouTube. It makes life convenient. All right? 3 recent documentaries you watched.
Dude, I watch a lot of historical documentaries. So anything I can find on like England from like, you know, 1000 AD to 1500, I'm locked in on any of that shit.
That's your rabbit
I'm
hole
always
right
searching
now.
for that. I get in on a little bit of the drama community and a different and part of this the true crime community where I can go over and troll a little bit, talk shit, which is like a guilty pleasure. No, I'm just joking. And I go to comic stuff, man.
So yesterday, I watched the Fall of Minneapolis. I watched the Most Corrupt series on Forgotten History, where they covered multiple presidents.
Pretty much all of them.
Now, there's some that have better. They all do, but there's some that have better stories than others. And that what's cool to think about is like so much of history wasn't shared to us because of the limitations of books. You can only put so much in a book, but now with the internet and open source information, so much of history is now easily accessible, and you can't really, like how they say the victors write the history books. That's not a thing anymore. In 2025, the winners don't get to write the history books. Everyone gets to share their experience, and we are all able to go consume and make our own determination.
On that subject, one of the best documentaries that I've ever seen before is the story about how the Flavians, which are the 3 Roman emperors, 3 successive Roman emperors.
You're talking Caroline's language right now.
This Caesar of the Messiah.
The Caesars, bro. The 12 Caesars.
So
there's a few of them in that line.
Yeah, Flavius Josephus and Flavius. I can't remember what their exact names are, but they were
Belisarius.
Yeah, and they basically. So, do you know who Josephus was?
The historian.
Was one, he was one of the big first historians.
Yeah, he's like the first century historian. Yeah,
I know who Josephus is. I'm just kidding.
Flavius Josephus.
He was a Jew that when the Romans were coming through and destroying the Middle East and taking over the Middle East, he turned on his city and went to the Romans and became a person that can speak the language and tells them how to get around. And he became a historian because he was a intellectual and a interpreter for the Romans, and he was a real snake. And there's a documentary called Caesar's Messiah, and basically it talks about how the Romans, the Flavian emperors, basically created Jesus, and it's freaking fascinating, dude. Because I went to school to be I was a theology major, and so I love all that old shit. And if you know the history of the Bible and how the Bible was written,
It's just
and
an
how
assimilation.
how everything in the New Testament is stolen from somewhere.
It's an assimilation of regional religions rolled into one big fat blunt daddy of a Jesus.
Yep. And this explains it all. And it's fucking fascinating. Whether it's true or not, it fits like a glove. And,
I think it's historically accurate.
Yeah, it is.
The easiest way to control people was through their religion.
Yeah. One of the best documentaries
The opiate of the
I've
masses.
ever seen in my life.
What was the name of the documentary?
Caesar's Messiah. You can watch it on YouTube for free.
It was called The Big Adventures of Pee-wee. And
it was because that's religions had been doing that for years prior.
Yep.
So when you came in, you took over an area. You would make as many things as possible from that religion into your religion, and then the rest of the things would become evil and satanic.
Roman conspiracy to invent Jesus. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on the to watch list.
That's why all the saints became really big.
I read this one book one time. I can't remember the name of it all right now. So it's like I was doing a paper in college.
Oh my goodness, it's Madam.
And they talk about like a lot of stuff. Like there's so much they omitted when they wrote the Bible. When like the King James version, they omitted. Like,
there's so many different hands of people who were in there writing on the Bible. So many different,
you're omitted.
Insertions and deletions in there. So.
Hello, Madam.
Hi.
Yeah, the voices of the past thing that I just posted, that is a badass, I'm reposting it, YouTube channel where it's got writings from different eras in history from different peoples, but they were contemporary at the time, and they give their commentary on the shit that's happening, and it's really, really interesting. I love listening to those. Where they have things that they have, found manuscripts or transcripts and stuff of things in the past, and it's wild.
Yeah, I love shit like that.
Yeah.
There was this really good series, 2 series. There was one called Monarchy, and it was basically talking about all the British kings.
I think I've watched that one.
Yeah, and then there's another one called The History of England by this guy named Simon Schama, and they're the 2 of the best, and they're each like 12, 13-part series, and they're probably some of the best documentary stuff I've ever seen. There's another really good one too about the history of wine, where they talk about the history of the 2 different types of wine, and everything that is historical fascinates me because it's just I think that
you use X, right, Brian?
Yeah.
So just hit the Grok tab and just simply put in the name of that documentary, Caesar's Messiah, and
the Gospel of Biff is an intense.
It breaks down, like, it does a great little synopsis, but breaks down the claims specifically made in it, and then it breaks down the parallels between Titus's stuff and Jesus's life, and then it breaks down the historical consensus point by point that says fun but debunked connections, and goes through all of them. And like you said earlier, whether it's true or not, it's probably fun to listen to. But
yeah, it's fascinating, dude. It really is. And there's another really good one that's one of my favorites, and that's this is one of the best like mysteries of all time, in my opinion, and that's whether or not Shakespeare was real. A lot of people think that there was nobody ever named Shakespeare that lived, and that he was actually a British, not a royal, but a what do they call the landowners over in Britain, the like earls and shit. The third, anyways, and that's fascinating too. If you ever get a chance to see that.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the historical stuff with Alexander, how like we don't have any actual historical proof of a lot of the stuff that we take for granted is normally skimmed to none.
That's why I'm super excited for the new Ken Burns series on the American Revolution.
Is there?
That one's a little bit more verified.
But a lot of what's American understanding of it is folklore and
the assumptions,
exaggerations and of certain stories and stuff that have become so. And there's it's become a fairy tale-esque story.
I just
versus
watched that
actual-
episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia whenever I need historical context to the American Revolution.
Have you ever seen the miniseries on HBO several years back about John Adams? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really good.
That had Paul Giamatti in it, didn't it?
Yeah.
There's
always
another.
like.
Sorry,
I
Rob.
say so. There was always I always liked this in this as a member of the Sons of the American Revolution. We'll have these historical things. One of the guys, guest speakers, one time came in and said, you know, what's really fun is there's so many different elements that go into it, and they say Americans always like to say this whole thing about like, you know, it was fought over these taxes and everything else. He says so, but he says it's really an oversimplification because if you think that a group of people who were at the time the freest people in the world all of a sudden decided, fuck this shit, we're gonna fight a war and go through all the hell we went through for all these years over paying a little bit more for some services. So it's never been done. There's so many other things that go into it but it's oversimplified and stuff. So it's always fun to dig into that type of stuff.
Yeah, Ninja. Rob Thomas was in a great episode when the Looney Bin episode with Sinbad. He was Sinbad's bitch.
All right. Well, it's about that time where I got to go run off and actually do real work because it's 7 a.m. here on the West Coast and people on the East Coast want my attention and Romania wants to go home. So
What time is it there, Rob?
7 a.m. here. Remember, we had a time change. So now you didn't. So now you're back to that mountain time that nobody that everybody else in the U.S. goes, what the fuck is mountain time? It's the bastard. It's the red-headed stepchild of time zones.
Out there, I have to change product exactly. Madam, good morning. How's it going? It's been a week. What you reading? What you watching this week?
I watched the Frankenstein.
What'd you think?
I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of love.
I liked it. And let's see, I finished my cowboy sculpture or whatever. He's all done.
No,
and I still
long beard fella.
No, that guy's pretty much done. Yeah.
No, not Longfellow. The long beard fellow.
The long stash guy.
Yeah, I assumed that you were only doing that just to like subconsciously attack Rob.
Well, it was kind of to throw up a little. You know, he needs some competition.
Yeah, he needs to know that people are thinking about it. Yeah. Are you watching Welcome to Derry? I know you're an HBO guy.
No, I didn't watch it. I haven't watched it.
We're 3 episodes in and you still haven't watched it.
Have you seen this new show called Death by Lightning on Netflix with it's got Michael Shannon and Nick Offerman in it? It's about when James Garfield was assassinated.
No.
Pretty interesting.
What's it called?
Death by Lightning. It's like a mini series. It's like 4 issues.
That's cool. That sounds really cool.
I'm going to try to dive into it today or tomorrow after I watch Frankenstein. I finally watched Fantastic Four.
What'd you think?
I haven't watched it. I haven't even seen it yet, bro.
And y'all call yourselves Marvel fans?
Nope, not even a good.
Man,
not a single fan of anything.
I've already seen it, but Mark, you know how hard it is for me to get out of the house sometimes. So.
I'm no fan. It's easy for me to get out of the house. Haven't seen it.
What did you think about it, Matt? What is your rating? I know you're
my honest,
love everything.
Non-biased opinion. I know I love everything. I'm going to say this: I did like it. I felt that it was a little bit too.
Wait! You did or didn't like it?
I did like it, but with some caveats.
Okay.
I felt that it was a little bit slow in a lot of spots when it shouldn't have been. There wasn't a lot of action in it in some spaces, and I like the acting. But one of my criticisms of Pedro Pascal in the film is bro, I know the mustache is your signature, but could you not just shave it off for 8 months so you could look like,
8 months? It would have been. It would have been like. It would only been like 2 months. Don't take him
only 2 months. He could have went 2 months without his stash because Reed Richards.
I don't think he was a good casting job for Reed Richards. I think Vanessa Kirby did a great job. I think that young lad as Johnny did a fine job.
They threw his ass in there because he was hot, and I just like he didn't.
It backfired.
It was not Reed Richards.
He's cinema kryptonite right now, but I just don't think that. I think he's a good actor for a certain type of role, and I don't think that role was Mr. Fantastic.
No, it wasn't.
But like you said, Vanessa Kirby as Invisible Woman, fabulous. The Johnny Storm
I thought
casting.
the Johnny Torch guy looked like well cast.
The Thing was, I thought, good casting. Except the
kind
of beard was kind of weird, but
the
thing with the beard was kind of weird. But yeah, I think that, and I like Pedro. I like The Mandalorian. I like some of his movies, but like, I think he was the weakest actor in the movie.
Yeah, it's got to be ego. Like, if you're not gonna fucking like, does Reed Richards ever have a stash? No,
never. I've never seen him with a mustache.
It just. I'm sorry.
It threw me off. Look, I know it's like maybe to some people might be a minor thing, but it really threw me off.
I think that Galactus looked really cool and stuff. I really liked that moment where Vanessa Kirby just let loose and pushed him back.
Yeah, and I like the end of it where the kid like just brings her back basically. Like you get to see kind of his power, and then you get to see a little glimpse of Dr. Doom at the end. You know, I don't know how that's going to work out in the next movie, but.
I didn't care about that. I think Secret Wars is going to be a whole bag of ass.
You may be right, Mark. I hope you're wrong, though. Is it okay to say I hope you're wrong?
yeah, for sure. I did, like what I mean by that is just all the writing on the wall. You know, they did the farewell tour for 20th Century Fox. They did Deadpool and Wolverine. You know, and they did that literally as a farewell for it. They had they played Green Day at the end and everything. You know. But they saw that it made like over $1.2 billion. And they're like, well, the rest of our universe is failing miserably. So what can we do? Screw it. Go dig up Sir Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart. And
God, they can't. They don't.
Put a broom in the back of their T-shirt to keep them up. And they'll give me Alan Cummings. And
so they basically
You put Alan Cummings in makeup and he can do anything.
You know what?
You know that he filmed on set.
Alan Cummings filmed on set
and stated that he didn't see another human cast member the whole time he filmed.
That's great.
I think that they should have brought in Michael Fassbender to be Magneto.
Hell yeah.
And Kelsey Grammer as Beast. God dang it.
Who would have thought that a bunch of C-list actors wouldn't do well? I think most people. Brian, did you watch Fantastic Four?
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I thought Pedro Pascal's role was a little laughable. I think he was just a big, too much of a wuss. Mm-hmm. I think that Vanessa Kirby was excellent. The baby scene was a little much for me, but I'm just a guy, so that's, it was kind of crazy. But I'm sure, I'm not saying it wasn't bad. It was just a little much for it to be like one of the main parts of the storyline. But I see it now because I like the fact of how important Franklin is. Yeah. I think that, for somebody that important to the universe, you need to have like that big part of that movie now, So in hindsight, I think of it a little different. But yeah, it was a good movie. I thought it was excellent overall.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. There are some things that they could have done a lot better with a simple recasting of Pedro. I thought the female Silver Surfer thing was unnecessary rage bait, but I understand how it kind of worked. Since Johnny is he needed something to do in the movie.
So he needed
and since we're doing Franklin for the first time, that's what really set this Fantastic Four apart from the other three.
Yeah, having an actual life, it's not a cosmic storm.
Typically you have like the Silver Surfer connecting with Sue kind of story thing, but she's preoccupied with the baby. So we'll let Johnny and the Surfer connect.
And Franklin.
And so they're either gonna have to like turn Johnny gay or turn the Surfer girl, one of the two. Or turn Johnny to a girl, one of the three.
Another tiny little observation, I don't know if it's a criticism or not, but if you're if you had a very pregnant, far along wife, why
Going
would
to space.
you let her get in a rocket and launch her into outer space?
The same reason why you wouldn't shave your mustache. You don't give a fuck.
How far
It's
along is
horrible.
she? If she's really far along, she probably wants that thing out of her, and she's probably like, "Send me up."
They probably had a talk with her, Matt. Before we launch this rocket, you have to not consume butter for 24 hours just to make sure that this baby doesn't pop out.
Okay, yeah.
I'd be afraid the lack of gravity would like yeet it out or something. I don't
Because
know.
child, yeah. Well, you see what happened. She had to give birth in
Yeah,
space. so-
Galactus kind of helped it along. I like that scene when the surfer was chasing them through space and Sue is sitting there going through labor and she just looks at Johnny. He's like, Johnny, kill her. I'm like, oh shit. Like that was tough. That was really tough. Like
That's
Yeah,
that,
that's
that's
badass.
that mom wolf coming out.
yeah,
yeah.
full wolf mode.
Kill him.
She turned back into the character from the Mission Impossible franchise, the Widow.
Kill him.
yeah.
Killer. I'm like,
But
oh,
overall, I like the visuals of the movie. I like Galactus in it. I thought it was nice to actually see actual Galactus.
Mole Man was pretty cool.
Yeah, Mole Man. I liked how they recreated the cover from Fantastic Four issue 1. I thought that was a pretty cool callback. And I thought Herbie was kind of cool too.
Yeah,
Yeah, Herbie was cool.
sure is. That
The
sure is.
ransom
I
of
like the
Big
whole
D.
look.
Oh, now we know why you got it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, also it's
I'm surprised you didn't find one that said Jim Dong on it. Or
This
Jim
is
Dong.
a print copy from Dick Giordano's personal collection.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
You know, Peacemaker first appeared in that.
I had to get that. Yeah, I know.
But
I had to get it for
Matt,
the ransom of the Big D.
Now that you've seen both of them, Matt, the two superhero tentpole movies of the summer, which one did you prefer?
Superman by leaps and bounds.
Ugh.
Brian, what about you? Which one did you prefer?
Agree. Superman was a 10 for me for a movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave Superman a solid 8, and I gave Fantastic Four, I think, a solid 7. It was
The thing about Superman to me, it was just like this movie.
Superman,
After you get through
solid,
watching it,
sucks.
I've watched.
what you got? What you got, Steph?
I give it a solid. It sucks.
Not for you. There's a lot of people like that.
And
I
it
don't
was
think.
so like just forgettable.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think time is going to be too kind to this Superman.
Yeah.
Like, I came out of the theater, I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed it a lot. I came out of the theater.
I like the ending when
like,
fucking
walked out and recorded a little
girl
review.
comes
And
back.
I pointed out this ain't no Man of Steel for me, but it was good.
Win of
I came
Tomorrow.
out of the movie feeling like good. You know what I mean? Like I was like,
oh yeah,
food, and like I've seen it every time I've watched it. I've watched it 3 times now, and I was like every time, like, yeah, man, I don't know. I just love the ending where he's, in there with the robots, and he's like, you want us to play the tape of your parents? It just makes me smile because I still, I'm my stepdad. It kind of reminds me of him. He's not here no more, and I don't know. I mean, it may be a weird reason, and I love dogs, so I love crypto in it, and like.
no, James Gunn does a good job like curating these little moments. He doesn't have to, he's it's kind of like trying to compare it to like comics. You got Philip Kennedy Johnson that has to write 20 issues to get to like this meaningful, bombastic, oh hell yeah moment. Then you have James Gunn that can just do a one shot and kind of deliver it kind of thing. Yeah. And he's good at putting those one shot moments throughout the movie. I attribute it, and I talked about it before the movie came out. It's kind of like TikTok filmmaking to a degree. You got the Mario movie kind of is what did it for me. I watched that when it came out, and I thought to myself, this was god awful. This is terrible. But I saw kids were loving it. People were loving it. I'm like, it felt like a series of Instagram reels.
You slowly coming to the
YouTube
realization that your taste is shit.
The Superman.
Quite the opposite. And it's just, I've come to the realization.
My taste is the best. It's the most
refined. I'm capable of seeing the shift in format to stuff. If you watch, a lot of stuff is being formulated for the short attention span, and it just is. Like, you can go after I say this, go back and watch and see the Mario movie.
People want engagement, not quality.
So you agree?
Eat dopamine, yeah.
So the Mario movie, it's very easy to see in this one. It's like, all right, we have the Luigi Mansion video game, we have the Donkey Kong fight that's like Smash Bros. You have
Put your
all
attention
these,
with this and with that and with that.
you have these specific points that they wrote down as bullet points, and they're like, all right, make these scenes and then find a way
Is
to
there a
connect them.
plot?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how the Superman movie felt. It felt like a series of premeditated scenes that they stitched together.
I would have to watch it again to think, because the first time I watch a movie, it's usually for entertainment purposes. I'm just going to take this in, and then the second time, it's more critical of how is this made as a movie? How does this make sense as a movie? Do
that with Superman. I'd be very interested to see
I'll
what
do
you
that.
catch and stuff.
I'll do that
Because you know me, I'm a big fan of pointing out those two differences.
Yeah,
you
and I
can
had
rate
a
a
fun
movie on a
time
personal enjoyment level, and then you can try to give it a critical watch.
Yeah, because I would do that now because I had a great time watching Gunn's Suicide Squad. You told me that, so we got into the Peacemaker thing, and so I started with the Suicide Squad made by
James Gunn,
by James Gunn, and then I went to Peacemaker 1. Season 1, and then Peacemaker season 2. So
good, but not as good.
I really liked the Suicide Squad movie, and I wasn't expecting that. And so, as a piece of enjoyment, like it was entertaining. Now I would need to watch it again and be like, "All right, is this cohesive?" But I couldn't even say that I know as I would know enough about the Suicide Squad to say it's even cohesive.
Well, you don't have to know anything about the characters,
Just
like
as
for
a
movie
piece
to
of
be
movie,
cohesive.
I get it. Yeah.
And
Okay.
like if you watch the Suicide Squad movie, then watch Superman, Guardians, like it seems like it's the odd man out where it actually tells this plot-driven linear story, where the other ones feel like Guardians isn't as bad as Superman. Superman's really like the odd man out, I guess, where it really feels like a sequence of TikToks or Instagram reels kind of thing. I don't know. It seems like they wrote it backwards. You know what I mean? Like instead of writing from the beginning to the end, they wrote from the end to the beginning.
Yeah,
it didn't make it bad. Like I said, I still enjoyed it. I just noticed these things about it.
Yeah, I'll just have to watch it again.
I went to it with my dad, and me and my dad hadn't like gone to see a movie or anything in a while, and my dad knows nothing about this. He knows who Superman is, but he didn't know anything else. And dude, it felt like a fun movie for him. You know, he had a good time and he didn't need to know anything. And I geeked out over the like real deep comic lore stuff, you know. And that moment where like him and his dad are chilling and his dad comes out and finally talks to him and sits down. Maybe that was a big reason why I think it's a 10, but I thought it was fucking. I think we had this conversation before. I love that part, man. And that probably gave me a reason to call it a 10. But I feel like it was very easy for people who weren't like super into Superman to like enjoy it still.
And that scene reminds me, and like someone put it in the chat just a second ago. They said it felt very Saturday morning cartoony. And you remember when you have that heartfelt conversation with Clark and Pa Kent, which they showed in the trailer, which they shouldn't have done that. That conversation is bookended by Ma coming out saying, "Hey Clark, you need to get in here and look what's happening on the talkie box machine."
Yeah.
And they walk in and they see this brand new flat screen, the box. I'm like, it's 2025. It's 2025. So even if she was 80 years old, she probably still wouldn't call it the talkie box thing.
That was kind of weird.
Dude, I liked Nicholas Hoult playing Lex.
Yeah, I think he did phenomenal.
I think he left. I think he left some opportunities on the table there. He could have gone a little farther.
He'll be back for him.
You know,
I don't think the shine will wear off. Not for me. Maybe for some people.
He's such a gifted actor.
Yeah, the
role was so shallow for him.
Quarterly reports came in too, confirming that it did about $100 million profit as a project for Warner Brothers, which makes some people mad. You know, I did that video a little while back talking because people were kept debating, and I'm seeing this weird trend again with like certain movies getting picked up and getting all this positive press, like it's almost orchestrated. and Superman was getting it. Predator Badlands is seems like it's getting this very unorganic positive push. Whether the movie's bad or not, I'm not talking about that. Just like the way that media outlets pick up on stuff, and I know a lot of them report off of each other's reports and stuff. But Superman had this thing going where they were praising its box office like it was like the second coming kind of film, and it didn't have that kind of box office showing whatsoever. And I did a whole video breaking down how in 2025 these studios are having to adjust for the streaming era and the digital age without the guaranteed physical media sales. You know, back in like back in the day, the physical media sales would make more than they would at the box office, and they don't have that anymore. But they have social media now, and they have
that died when Blockbuster died.
Yeah, the rise of Netflix. The rise of Netflix and streaming kind of took it out. But there's other ways to make money. You know, Warner Brothers has numerous social media accounts on YouTube. They have numerous ones. You know, they have one for every country, every major country. There's a Warner Brothers. There's a Warner Brothers UK, Spain, Brazil, all these different ones, and all of them are monetized, and all of them share the same. They have the same trailers, the same movie clips they post on them, and same for DC Comics, and those are all generating a lot of revenue and other stuff. But the low end projection when I did that video, I was trying to be very, very gracious to the Snyder bots. So like the low end projection, the movie was going to at least break even without all the licensing merchandising deal. And then on the James Gunn's diehard fans, it looked like it could make about 100 to 150 million.
Yeah,
but it was a win. Warner Brothers has been doing great this year.
That's a good thing.
And
they're also up for sale, Matt.
Should we go? Hey, let's get everybody together. We'll just buy it. Me and Mark will just go ahead and buy it. No big deal. A couple of people have been teaming up. You know, MBS over in Saudi Arabia, he's been trying to shift the area into an entertainment mecca for the world. And one thing that he saw as opportunities, he wanted to put his hat in the ring to buy Warner Brothers. And it was reported this week that the head of Universal is in talks with MBS to potentially come together like butt cheeks so that they can make a bigger offer and do a whatever entertainment company he owns, that they can purchase it together. And that would open up Saudi Arabia to put a Universal theme park over there. Yeah, they already host a bunch of wrestling stuff, and they've been expanding into gaming now, buying gaming companies. So I don't know how I feel about that. That'd be wild. But a lot of people don't want the Ellisons to buy Warner Brothers. They just bought Paramount and put in a bid for Warner Brothers. Well, the one thing that's troubling is like all these, and it's not like this is a recent thing. All the, consolidating all these into like only a couple of people owning like all the media, but also like a troubling thing.
It hurts the industry.
Yeah, it's like this is not got anything to do with that, but I don't know, maybe it does. WWE decided they were just going next year. WrestleMania is going to be in Saudi Arabia, and they priced like average fans like Joe Schmo that just like maybe has a six pack on the weekend and watches Monday Night Raw. He can't go to Monday Night Raw no more because they priced you out of it. So you have to be like super rich, and they're like, oh well, the fans will come to Saudi Arabia. I don't think so. I wouldn't. I don't know anybody personally.
I think maybe it's more to get Saudi Arabians into wrestling.
Oh, they're already into it.
Well, also the women go over there and they have to cover like every inch of their body because of the Saudi Arabia.
It's great for us.
And
on the left side, Caroline, they're letting women drive now. They just allowed women to start driving, but they didn't teach them how to
uncover our faces. I don't know about that. There's that, and then we still have to be accompanying with like a man. I think
there's the whole beheading thing. All that's just kind of
the whole beheading thing. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the beheading thing.
You don't talk about Saudi Arabia.
A step forward. Now they can drive a car as long as the man's in it over there. So I guess, yay, the glass ceiling's been broke.
Those poor women over there.
But
everything's too expensive these days.
Yeah, and like if you look at the press conference, they have they brought out like Logan Paul and CM Punk, I think, and then there was like a couple, I can't remember the other ones, and they were all the wrestlers look like this. and I felt
They're
like
afraid to say or do
like
anything.
afraid. I feel like saying, "Hey, Logan, blink twice if you're okay."
Yeah, it's gotta be wild. Now they're a pretty moderate. They're a pretty moderate country for the whole Muslim based society thing.
That's not saying much.
No, I mean it is when you compare it to the area. It really is. But when you compare it to us, it really is night and day.
And when you compare them to absolute savages, like
I mean, if that's
They
how you
look
want to put it. They're not throwing people off buildings, but they are dismembering reporters. So it's like,
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
a sliding scale to it.
Mhm.
Potato, right?
Whereas,
Yeah.
like, we just bomb people with drones, which is much more like sterile and don't get your hands dirty.
You know what the difference is? It shows you the power of capitalism because they got all the oil, and because of that, it's the money has turned them into moderates. See how fast that happens?
Yeah.
Do you see how fast like Trump's going for Venezuela because it's not a threat, but it's got a fuck ton of oil?
What was the second part of that? It's not a threat, but what?
It's got a fuck ton of oil.
Oh, all the oil, right?
All of it.
They do have a lot.
No, I'm thinking, like, wouldn't things be? I don't know. Is it bad for us to want to open the pipelines in Alaska?
No, I don't think
I
so.
say open it up, man.
Oh, we don't even need polar bears. You know what do they do?
But
Well,
I don't think would a
do the
pipeline get rid of the
pipelines mean
polar
no
bears?
polar bears? Or just
Did you have
like,
both?
yeah, like why did they
Maybe
shut
you
them
can have
down to
both.
begin with?
Send them oil slushies on down. It'll thaw on the way. It'll thaw somewhere around in the Dakotas.
I gotta go, guys. Y'all have a good
Good
rest of your morning, and I hope I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But I mean, didn't we do this shit with Iraq? Like, said they needed freedom, but we just they wanted their oil. I don't know.
I think
Same
we wanted
with-
their poppy fields, right? Dude, I was.
Well, we got them.
There's some crazy actual like national news clips from back in the day of the U.S. Army guarding the poppy fields.
Right.
Like, what are y'all doing?
They're like, we're getting our bonuses.
No, they're like,
Part of the
we're
drug
ordered to
trade
guard
for
this field.
decades.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think
Brian, your microphone's a lot more quiet than the other people. Just to give you the heads up, I
That's
see where
weird.
you go to say
Check,
something.
check,
Well,
check.
you're kind of soft spoken too, though.
Yeah, that's weird. I have to figure that out.
I can probably turn the volume up.
Yeah, were you gonna say something?
It's probably I've been playing around with that Mars thing, so I do everything on OBS, and now that they have that Mars thing, I want to do it all on StreamYard. But I play music in my shows, so if you play music and I want to play it through my mic, I don't want StreamYard to freaking echo cancel it. So I wonder if that's what it is. If I don't,
No, I turned your microphone up. You sound
All
fine
right.
now. You're just kind of soft.
Yeah,
spoken.
I noticed we have this
Sled-
really cool
Sled said-
elevator music in the background.
Yeah, I got that playing softly at someone's request from earlier. Would you like the explanation for the guarding the poppy fields? I have mine. Those poppy fields firsthand control our pharmaceutical market. At the time, like real life plants are used to make a lot of pharmaceuticals with, and that was a huge. That was money for the pharmaceutical company. Yeah, it's just a cash crop. Like, even though people automatically associate it with street drugs, but yeah, it's just it's a commodity.
we synthesize
black
opiates,
market.
but
it's a cash
there's
crop.
still heroin addicts out there and that type of stuff, right?
Well, the rise of fentanyl completely devalued those poppy fields and our interest, and the rise of fentanyl completely hand in hands with our leaving of that area as well. If you notice that.
Well, China became really big in a lot of the
Synthesizing
drugs.
drugs,
Yeah. They've got the industrial synthesizing places, and they don't mind just sending whatever the fuck. They don't have any
Yeah.
compunction about it. They will send you literally anything,
Yeah.
which isn't good.
It's kind of funny because now I was just watching a documentary where now
Bring back Coco.
all the like warring, like it used to be Al Qaeda that I think was over there, and now it's a different group.
Yeah.
But this new group is okay with processing the drugs.
Yep.
So now there's a bunch of Middle Eastern countries that are getting addicted to heroin and getting addicted to this speed pill over there. And it's terrible, man. And it's, again, just money, you know. They realize that they can get money out of this stuff. They don't mind destroying their people now, which is really weird for like a Muslim Islamic government. They used to be so anti-drugs that, you know, you couldn't even...
Yeah, you could lose your life if you were caught with drugs.
It's crazy. You just need to legalize it, I guess. That way the market goes.
Oh, Muslims love to drink. Now that ain't a thing. That's the same like in India. Like Hindus aren't supposed to drink. They all drink.
Well, I think people forget that there's a difference between like if you take a poll in America of how many people are Christian, for example, it'll be the predominant religion. But how many of those people state, yes, I'm Christian, but practiced in any way, shape, fashion, or form, whether it be going to church or even in their own homes? They don't. They just kind of say it culturally. It's the same thing with any religion. If you see a person claiming to be Muslim and they're drinking, they're not practicing in any form or fashion their religion whatsoever. They're just saying it culturally at that point.
Yeah.
It's because that's just not a thing, like, whatsoever. Yeah, exactly, George. What is going on, homie? Got here late. You guys are ordering industrial synthesizers from China? We're starting an 80s new wave band? Yeah, pretty much.
Ordering massive sized
we could
guitars.
We could be the greatest Flock of Seagulls cover band with this crew.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting a guitar the size of a Olympian pool.
I just want the bangs down over one eye.
And like a painted star that's glitter over. I'll do that. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I need to have some spikies with straight hair in the back. You know, but you got to have like some crazy spikes. Maybe like one long and I have to have earrings that don't match. And one of the earrings has got to hang a little longer and it's got to be like a guitar or something.
Canadian survivalists.
Yeah, and then the other one needs to be like a moon or like a heart.
I think it was George Carlin bit years ago where he did that bit pointing that out.
People would be, if Jesus was fried in an electric chair. Yeah, it's odd, isn't it?
I just want the hairspray. I ran out.
Yeah, I mean,
Brian, what is it, man? I'm still kind of perplexed about this. You do a weekly stream, and I think you probably have like the largest live stream audience consistently of any of the comic YouTube people out there. You've never had any desire for the movie or the draw to the movie TV show program aspect of comic characters and stuff?
Like, what do you mean? I watch Peacemaker and that type of stuff. So
okay, I guess
I'll watch that stuff.
You don't really watch too much TV or movies. It's really just the documentary kind of thing.
I only watch. I'll watch it if I have to for like content. You know what I mean? But like,
I definitely do. That's how I treat Marvel and Star Wars now. Yeah.
So I don't think that otherwise I would watch them. That's for sure. But for the content and stuff, yeah, I have to watch stuff. Like I thought Peacemaker was really fucking good.
I think I did too. I think they dropped the ball with the finale. I don't think it was a bad episode. I think it was just a bad finale, if that makes sense.
There's always a couple of things too that I'll bitch about, but for the most part, like it was pretty amazing to see what James Gunn always does. He's always good at what he does in that world with these comic characters, and just like Superman, like felt like a James Gunn movie without being like two Guardians. He did the same thing with Peacemaker too. Like, if that makes sense. Yeah, with his
background, I think he kind of shines when he uses Peacemaker because he gets to be R-rated, and that quirky vibe that he has.
Yeah.
It works with these off-brand characters. And I think it would be a stronger show. I think the second season would be a stronger show if Superman didn't exist, kind of thing, where we didn't see the same thing in a PG-13 setting with our bright and shiny characters.
You know what?
That's just kind of because that's really all we've seen from the DCU so far. It's just the James Gunn stuff, you know. Everything that's slated right now with Supergirl, Lanterns, Clayface, that's all non-James Gunn directed stuff. So I'm excited to see the variety and everything. But I definitely don't want to see the entire DCU turn into a James Gunn tone.
What was I gonna fucking say? Oh, you know what I thought was good, and I think I had watched The Peacemaker, and then I saw this on HBO Max and ended up binging it. But it was the Watchmen TV show, and I ended up really liking it.
The HBO show is amazing.
That's
like the actual sequel to Watchmen.
Right? V for Vendetta has a TV show.
They're doing one, yeah.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
It's on the way. They just announced it.
Honestly, I just watched V for Vendetta again, and I really felt like Natalie Portman was terrible. I'm like, her accent is killing me. I was like, it is fucking, she needs to shut the fuck up. But then I'm just like, Weaving's perfect.
She was good.
I don't know. It's that Cockney. It's just like, this is so disingenuous. Why didn't they just get a British chick? But that's just me being a bitch.
Yeah, it is.
I'm a bitch.
I love that movie. I recently got my.
Oh, it was great.
I upgraded mine to a steelbook recently, and I got that.
That in. Love Hugo Weaving. I mean, the man did do no wrong.
He's got to be one of the best monologuers of our lifetime.
Elrond, bro. Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, I was about to say, from The Matrix to V for Vendetta, even Megatron. He was the voice of Megatron in the Michael Bay stuff.
He's so good. Lord of the Rings, and he's in The Hobbit. Ah! He's also in like the Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Matt Spidey knows about that because I mean, Hugo Weaving is an Australian treasure. He's an Aussie,
and Matt Spidey is a desert dweller.
And he's an Australian. Like
Lee already knew about it. He was already putting it in the chat.
Hey, what up, Red Skull? There you go, evil Mike.
Hey, Mike, what's happening, man?
Magic Mike.
That's somebody I don't see around as much as we used to. Trev and Mike. I see him on Instagram, comment here and there.
Mike does a lot of
I just call him Uncle Hugo.
A lot of streaming on video games. He plays a lot of different types of video games.
I love the Kevin Costner Robin Hood. What have you done?
Me too. I mean, I loved it, but like, let's be fair, he had an American accent. It was kind of funny. But Alan Rickman in that was just
he had a Kevin Costner accent.
I loved it. And the Painted Man, he haunts my dreams.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, love that shit, bro. That was such a good movie.
I like the Bryan Adams music video at the end. If you had the VHS, you knew to stay after. Yeah, you knew to stay after the credits because Bryan Adams and company are going to be standing in that little river singing.
I thought that shit was the most romantic shit you could ever fucking see. I was like, this is love.
And see, I thought it was badass. I thought like, oh, so this is what badass looks like, standing in rivers singing.
That was Christian.
This is how I get a girlfriend. This is what I do.
What was his name? Christian, whatever his last name is.
Like, how do I get the ladies to the river to hear me sing?
He was so hot. I mean? He played his little brother, his half brother, Christian Slater. Duh. I was like, oh my god, when he would like do his little hair.
Oh yeah, he was hot.
He can throw those little knives at me. Stupid. The shit I thought. Oh my lord. It was a good movie though. I really liked the set and stuff. But then Men in Tights was a great spoof of it, to be fair. Like, I can't hate on Men in Tights. When he was when the blind guy was looking at the like Playboy for blind people or whatever, he's like, it's just the articles. And then he was like touching the tits of a statue, and he was like, "Oh hey!" And then he touched the arms, and she didn't have any arms. And it was, I don't know. Just good physical comedy. Kevin Costner plays Kevin Costner. He does in every movie. He is like in Dances with Wolves. He's Kevin Costner.
Yeah, he for sure is.
Like
in Waterworld, he's a Kevin Costner.
He's Kevin Costner.
In Postman or whatever.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Did any of y'all see his,
Field of
his
Dreams?
newest Western movie?
Kevin Costner.
Have we seen what?
What?
That new Western movie that Costner did that he like put like all of his own money into. He left.
No, but he does Western well.
It's called Horizon, an American
That's
Saga
Stoic,
Part
kinda.
1. Dude, I really liked it.
Yeah. He's got. Huh?
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 No, none of y'all saw Horizon?
Oh, me? No, I didn't.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It's like 3 hours long. I'm kind of prone to like it, I guess. Yeah, Sledge Horizon is really good. Yeah,
I mean,
Sam
is it kind of like
Worthington-
Lonesome Dove or some other kind of Western
It
epic?
feels kind of like that, where it's like definitely like it's like showcasing life.
Oh,
back
Mike,
then.
is it
So
good? If
you're
Mike
fine.
tells me it's good, I'll give it a chance.
You're following like 3 different story aspects. You're following Kevin Costner, who's kind of like a trader, not traitor, but a trader. You're following the Indians in the area at the time, and it starts off with this wildly violent, savage attack on a town by the Indians, but then you kind of get to know them and you kind of get to see things from their perspective a little bit through it, which is cool. And you follow Sam Worthington, who's with the military, helping resettle an area that's been kind of decimated. And clearly these paths are going to cross along the way. But yeah, I'm super ready for part 2. They give you like kind of a small trailer for part 2 at the end of it. And I'm definitely ready for it.
How does my mic sound?
That's
Does
the one
it
he
sound
thinks
okay
is a
still?
good one.
Now you seem kind of quiet again.
Quiet again?
Yeah, it seemed kind of quiet. It seemed a little louder at that point. Maybe it's just your distance to your mic. I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure it out.
No one says Tatanka like Costner dancing.
Yeah,
with
no,
wolves. Back in the day, watching them do that buffalo hunt was crazy.
Yeah.
He's a very entertaining actor. He's got a great filmography.
Check.
rides a lot of
How's that
horses.
sound? Still
Check out my
sound low?
melody.
Yeah.
Sounds the same. Dude, I just think it's your soft voice. Sweet. It's not like unusually soft. It just sounds like you're soft spoken kind of. Madam, do you see where they were talking about making a Gladiator 3? I know you were such a huge fan of Gladiator 2.
The one with what is it? Eligobulus.
Horrible. I did not see that. I don't know why they would try to. You know, like, come on.
The trainee.
The first one was the best one. We're not going to get one better than that.
Yeah, Eligobulus. Here it is. This is who they wanted to depict. I'm putting this in the chat. Look up this dude. But here's one of the characters that was supposed to be
Gladiator 33 and a third.
about.
Gladiator 2 was
Throw
good.
it in the
It was
private
good.
chat also, Caroline, so I can click on it.
2 Caesars or whatever, and that was stupid.
Oh, the ninja liked it. I don't think it was an awful movie. I just don't think
It just wasn't historically accurate, though.
I don't think that even matters, to be honest with you. I mean, like from a movie perspective, if you just treat it as full fiction, even I just don't think it was that great.
Because
if you're making a sequel to Gladiator, like some things, like if you're going to make a sequel to some things, you better bring that Maverick energy to it. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to make a sequel to Top Gun. How dare you? But then they release it, and then everyone's like, "Thank you. You made like the best movie in the last decade."
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to make a sequel to Gladiator, you better have something special up your sleeve.
That's what I'm saying. Otherwise, why bother? Leave it alone.
Dude, I've tried watching The Chair Company. It's ridiculously hard to get through. I'm just hoping that it just like by episode 3 or 4, it'll shift or change, but that's tough to get through.
This is who. This is the character who. Old boy. Denzel played.
You want to put it in the chat?
Yes, I did.
I said the private chat so I could click on it. I can't click it from the.
I'm sorry.
I'm picturing it.
This is a StreamYard issue. This isn't
I'm
a
going back
media
to
issue, okay?
Electabolus.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wanted to look at what you were asking me to look at.
Okay, hold on. Let me do the Elegant.
Yetta? Is that what I'm supposed to be looking at?
Yeah,
Yetta?
that was Denzel Washington's character, and the one that I just posted was the tranny Elegopolis.
Are you allowed to say that?
You know, I'm going to hell for so many other reasons. I don't care if you're trans or if you're a transvestite or if you're transgender. I don't care what you are.
You're
But
just summing it all
he
up
was
as-
basically obsessed with wanting to have a vagina, and he did
So
it.
Marcus Aurelius Antonius is different than just Marcus Aurelius.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Because I'm reading this, and Marcus Aurelius was the Caesar that Maximus served under.
Mark Antony, and then there was like Antonius Pius. Like that was like Titus.
Pluribus on Apple too. I'm gonna have to check that. Apple doesn't miss. I'm still trying to get through. What's the one with Owen Wilson? Where's the golfer? Stick, something like that. I'm like 4 episodes in on that. I'm enjoying that one. But it's hard to
Dude,
watch
if you know
R-rated
the-
content in my household.
Do you enjoy
So
golfing?
look,
What is it, madam?
I said, do you enjoy golfing?
Oh yeah. As long as like they don't have the windmill, because that one I always get stuck on that one. But if they have like any of the other ones, the loop, I'm good with, and all those. But yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah,
Check
Ted
1, 2.
Lasso
What
golf.
about now? Is that louder?
yeah, you sound good now.
All right. Had to up my gain in my own little thing. I wonder if it's going to keep that across all of StreamYard now.
that's the way it was. Like, if you know Romans and like in the line of Caesars, like it was a very treacherous time to be part of a family. It just was. If you were part of the ruling class, because it was just like
Everyone just wanted the throne.
they wanted
kind
to
of
kill
thing.
each other, poison each other. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, and I don't care if we're cousins. I'll fucking
I'm
marry
not,
you.
I'm
Like,
not saying this any type of way. It's just were a lot of them like touch of inbreeding happening. You think? Because like
just a
mental-
smidge.
mental stuff happens before physical stuff happens in situations like that.
Weren't they
Yes,
drinking
there was-
out of like lead pipes or something too? Though I mean,
There was a lot of inbreeding, but I mean,
They're probably
I don't-
snorting mercury.
yeah, they were.
there was a lot of things.
They're all going a little
Using
crazy.
a lot of drugs.
Mhm.
Do you know?
I wonder how strong the wine was too.
Well, it was it came in a thick concentrate, and then you would just dilute it with water. That's how they would make the jugs. But
Wasn't everything they drank wine basically back then?
yeah,
Or
because you
beer?
couldn't have like water.
It
It was
light.
basically a clean. The water was dirty, and so like when you had the wine, it would basically like sterilize the water that you diluted with.
It's better off than drinking water.
I had you at jugs, man. Yeah, so the Roman times were wild. They were treacherous, to say the least, if you were part of the ruling class. And to be part of the Senate was also quite a dangerous gig.
Right, because you could get off, pretty
You know,
easily.
these were.
You could just be charged with treason.
This is like early days democracy, so it's more of like WWE democracy, where it's like there aren't any rules yet. We're gonna fucking stab you. In the Senate.
WWE.
Yeah, like we don't like your rules, but you like, and now it's a little more formal.
See, this timeline kind of even throws off that documentary that I've queued up to watch here shortly, because this is all like 200 AD and stuff, and the whole Titus and Josephus stuff would have been hundreds of years before this, and they're still
The
practicing
line of
pagan sun
Caesars
worship.
was hundreds of years, so it was.
Well, I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying the timeline of this kind of is because like when I looked up what that was, like it said it's like that documentary is like
What
kind of
documentary?
laughably wrong and just an outlandish conspiracy. And
What documentary are you
the
talking
one
about?
we were talking about earlier with
Caesar's
the
Messiah.
Caesar's Messiah, that's first century stuff.
Oh,
And this is already over here at past 200 AD with this one, and they're still doing the priesthoods, the sun worship. They're still heavily into the pagan stuff here. So this would be hundreds of years after
the whole
that.
thing of Jesus is that it's an assimilation of like
Well,
all
that's
kinds of different pagan and Middle Eastern and Mediterranean religions, where a ton of them had a young boy god that was resurrected, and that's the savior.
Sun
Like
mythos.
there's so many, there were overlapping things.
Yeah, like that. All that's kind of common, like the Egyptian
an
stuff with
amalgamation
Horus and all that.
of the local
And then,
religions.
like when you have like the Zoroastrian stuff come into play, you know.
Yes, exactly. So there are hints of those, you know.
But I was just kind of keeping it just to the Roman area because I don't know if y'all know this too much about like the ancient world. They didn't really get on the phone and talk with each other or do these video hangouts often. It's a very secluded time era.
Well, that's why you could pull something off like that, like what the Flavians did and Josephus did. You could pull that shit off pretty easy back then, you know. You didn't have to verify anything because you couldn't really verify anything. You were told what people wanted to tell you, and you know when they went through Jerusalem,
that's never been. Go ahead.
When they went through Jerusalem, they said, "Oh, they're looking for a Messiah. Well, let's give them a Messiah," you know, and basically they had Josephus there to kind of guide them on this is what they're looking for. Okay, we have ways to do that. Let's figure that out and get them to believe something. And
they retconned Jesus.
That do? And then what did that do? That put them under power of the whole world again without having, you know, they went from being Roman emperors to Roman popes.
And the papal states were nothing but a loose conglomerate of power grabs.
Yes, and no, Sledge. The council was really just was the power it be's time when they shifted to Christianity. That not really
it's
the
just them putting the book together, putting the gospel together.
That's them shifting to it being more of a the state religion and shifting away from paganism. But
and the Flavians set that up for Constantine too. You know what I mean? That's what gave
his mom was really the driving
Constantine
factor.
was a bloodthirsty wild man.
His mom was really the driving factor of that over anything else.
Yeah. I think I am an alien.
Because she, I guess, like you could kind of compare her. Like it's hard to find like real world decent comparisons, but she would have been like considered like a new age hippie chick into this kind of.
Yeah, she actually went to Jerusalem searching for the true cross.
This small religion kind of thing, and Constantine heavily favored her counsel, and that's why.
What are you talking about?
Constantine's mom is the reason why Constantine chose to basically state fund and shift society into a Christian nation.
Put that shit on his mama. Just kidding.
I think a lot of the stuff that people overlook when it comes to ancient history and the big religions is how much government is involved in it, and how much government was driven by it, and like conquest.
Every single one of them.
Yeah, and how a lot of it is
except for the Eastern ones. Well, even the Eastern ones, Buddha was
okay. How about how far east are you talking, buddy?
A lot of times religion was a function of government, and so it was used as a means of
that's
control.
what I'm saying. A lot of it was just it was
the same thing.
It's what the countries would use as their excuses to like invade the neighboring lands and stuff like that.
Constantine was a warrior. He killed people left and right. He was like Conan.
And hoc sic vinces, right? In this sign you shall conquer.
Right. For every body he took, he was getting closer to heaven. That's how he thought.
I always thought that the that cross, that Constantine cross, that Chi Rho symbol was such a cool symbol.
I don't know,
and the whole story of them putting that on their battle gear at that battle, and You know,
Is that the
which
one
they
with the
were-
circle in it?
Yeah, it's a P with a X in it and a circle. It's usually just a P with an X in it, but they put it in circles.
Yeah, it's wildly interesting. I watched this documentary on King Herod the other day. I had no clue about the insane nature about how he died.
How did he die?
He was pretty much rotted
Poison,
from the inside out slowly.
Awesome. He must have done something really bad.
He did, as a matter of fact, and like how kind of Caroline was talking about how these Roman emperors were all kind of conspiring against each other. That was nothing new when it came to Rome. It was happening in other places and stuff. And he was paranoid about people trying to usurp him and stuff. And he loved his wife. He was diehard with his wife, but he got paranoid and he had her executed, and it broke him. It absolutely broke him to the point where he lost his mind. He was seeing her ghost around, and he had his kids executed because he started going farther into delirium and thinking everyone was out to get him. And then when we look at the writings and everything that described his state, it looks like he had severe liver poisoning to the point of like his body was rotting, and he lost his genitalia and stuff, and it's heavily recorded.
It's over. It's over when that happens. They're just
What, like Henry VIII? They
Fun
talk
fact: Moses was the first person to publicly show off his slabs.
That's
9/8 for Jesus.
All right, well, go check if Constantine died a pagan or not. Because from my understanding, I didn't write a thesis, but my understanding is I don't think for one second
He
that
stayed
he
a
was,
pagan. He never.
yeah, I was about to say, I
never-
don't think he
yeah.
was like had some kind of spiritual conviction to turn to Christianity, but I would go under the assumption that I don't think he probably believed in his paganisms.
No.
I don't think he believed in this or that, but I
was
would
all
be willing to bet
political
money on it.
Wow,
If
you really
he had a register on paper, being that he's the one that turned his whole society over to that new religion, I would assume that he probably would have checked off that box.
I think he realized it was more about power than anything at that point.
Yeah,
It was
I'm not.
something
I don't think his
to-
motives are even necessarily need to be debated, but yeah, I think it would be kind of common sense to think that on
It
paper he
brought all
probably-
those little city states together from
Religion
warring
is a means of
city
power.
states into
Papal states.
they'll do anything for the cross now. They'll even go to Jerusalem and they'll, kill for centuries to make sure you have the homeland. If you ever, another really cool story to look into is the battles of Baldwin the Leper and Saladin.
Yes,
into
Saladin and Baldwin.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the fucking in the Crusades.
Yeah.
That's intense.
So
He
if
was
you
the
did
Leper
just
King.
the basic asking, it said no, Constantine did not die a pagan, but he was baptized on his deathbed in 333 AD by an Arian bishop, Eusebius of Nicomedia. While he had a complex religious journey and held some pagan titles for a time, his final act was to receive baptism and renounce his imperial status to be reborn a Christian before he died. So
He lived the majority
Dude,
of his life
that's
as a pagan.
when you do it. That's when
So
you
Exactly.
it's
It was your
claiming-
deathbed
right before
shit.
you're gonna die.
It's claiming the stereotypical, maybe the first one,
A
deathbed,
deathbed Catholic.
a
Deathbed
deathbed
Christian.
confession.
Yeah, he's one of them. Which why not at that point?
Oh, what do you got to lose now?
Well, that's
Anybody can be
Pascal's
baptized
wager.
on their deathbed.
Yes, Pascal's
right?
way. Might as well believe in him in case he just in case he exists.
Just in case.
Yeah.
That's the
That's like the whole play out. That doesn't even if you play that philosophically, it doesn't work because like if you want to break it down and get into
God
this,
knows.
that's not there has to be
I
sincerity
think that's the
involved in
difference
that.
between philosophy and religion.
There has to be sincerity in that.
Again, I think that's the difference between philosophy and religion.
There's a lot of religious philosophy.
There
Sitting
is
on the
but
fence, Satan's fence. Huh?
sitting on the fence, Satan's fence.
The only thing stronger than religion is human
Naivete.
No, the only thing
naivety.
stronger in religion is our fear of death.
Oh, that might be accurate. Yeah. And how funny is it? Yeah, like when you see like the people that are probably the least afraid of death are those that are sure where they're going
Yep.
once they die.
Ignorance, I would say, is strong, but I think a lot of ignorance is fear of the unknown. So,
Have you guys ever done research into DMT?
I know a little bit about it, but
very, very little. The shared
I'm getting way
experiences
too
and
much
stuff like that.
too much of
Yeah,
a
so
chicken shit to try it.
There's a out here where I'm at. I'm in Phoenix, and Madam probably knows about this, but there's these during the monsoon every year. If you live in certain parts of the state, there's
Sonoran
this
Desert
thing
Frog.
that happens where the Sonoran Desert Toads comes out of the grounds, and it kills a lot of dogs, and they suck. Well, so I had a English pointer hunting dog. So we used to go hunting, and one of my best friends was a trainer, and he would train. He would do dog training to keep your dogs away from rattlesnakes and these toads. So I would help him gather up toads every year. To basically what you have to do is you have to get their scent.
Yeah.
So you have to get the toads, and then when a dog runs close to them, and you see when a dog catches the scent, you basically shock the shit out of them. It sucks, but it'll save their lives. They'll never, like my dog, you couldn't pull her towards a rattlesnake, and she could smell a rattlesnake from 20 feet away, you know what I mean, or more. So with the toads, I go out and catch these toads. Well, I already know about them from my life, my past life. I was a big drug addict for many years, but I never knew like how you have to like basically milk these toads. So I figure out how to milk the toads. And
can you tell us? Because I don't know.
Yeah, so they have these glands on their feet and up by their head, and you just pop them like pimples. You just squeeze them, and they shoot out like a pimple,
The glands,
like a real big pimple, and you shoot it out onto
We're milking
a
stuff,
mirror.
Steve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you shoot it out onto a mirror.
Milk for poison glands.
And then you let that mirror dry, and then
you scrape
about 48 hours later, you just scrape it off, and it scrapes off into these little chunks, like almost like saran wrap. It looks like. That's like you remember when DC was doing the DC combo pack variants? Have you ever seen the DC combo pack variant that's still in its poly bag and try to take it out of the poly bag? It like just falls apart.
Yeah,
in these little shards, and that's exactly what 5-MeO DMT looks like. So I'll say this: I have never had a breakthrough. I've smoked it 4 times. I've been to what they call the waiting room, but I can never get to the point where I'm shot off. But I've had a bunch of people around me who have been, and there's some pretty amazing things that they say about it, and I've done a lot of research into it. And the most fascinating one to me is that you meet this feminine being that you immediately know she's feminine, and that she is like this mother being that tells you everything's going to be okay, and it is you know that she has a purple, she's associated with the color purple, whether she's the color purple or you just know that and so many people have told me this, and so many people have reported this, like firsthand knowledge from people who have never done a drug, have done DMT trips, and have told me this stuff. There's this new documentary out that a guy did. It's on YouTube, where he talks about how you take a laser, you point it at a wall, and you go and trip on DMT, and if you look at the laser, where the laser hits the wall,
you can see the other dimension.
You can see code. Mm-hmm. And if you put your hand on the laser, you see the code changes. But everybody that's tripping at the same time will see the same code. of the wall. The
They're
wall
tripping
will
at
be the same
different- at
code.
different times, not the same time.
Yeah.
Different times and places, they're all having the same experience looking at the laser hitting the wall.
But like your hand will have the same code, and the wall will have the same code to everybody, and like it's the same code every time, and you could look at it through hours throughout your trip, and it's the same code. But like everything, so basically what they're saying is that like everything's made up of this code. We're all made up of this weird code, and it's fascinating. But the biggest part about this, back to the whole thing about death, is that they did studies where they had people that were terminal and scared of death, and something like 70% or more, I think it might have been more, of these people were okay with dying because they knew that they were 100% sure that there was something after death, without a doubt, after using DMT. And that is fascinating, absolutely fascinating to me. Because I think death is the biggest, like, I know people say, oh, they're not afraid of dying.
It is a
But
worry.
when you don't know, when you don't know, it's like, that's the ultimate.
I gotta go.
thing.
I'm getting a call from work. I'll see you guys. Take care.
All right, have fun.
But yeah, if you get a chance, check out that one about the code. Somebody just recently did a really good, might have been Jesse Michaels or Danny Jones, did a really good interview with one of the guys. No, it was Sean Ryan did a really good interview with one of the guys. So Sean Ryan talked to this guy that said he saw the documentary, and he said, you know what? I need to see if this is real. And he went and did it with the guy, and he said, yeah, everything the guy said is real. I witnessed it. I went and did it. There was a bunch of us that did it together, and he explained it, and it was absolutely crazy. So, that's very interesting about that.
Yeah, they talk about it often on Sean Ryan because the amount of vets he has on there and everything, and previous operators, how so many of them made it through a lot of their PTSD stuff using controlled psychedelics.
Yeah.
Yep.
He did that three-part episode with the Delta operator who was in Mogadishu in Somalia, the whole event that they made the Black Hawk Down movie out of.
Mm-hmm.
He works. He has a whole. He was active for like 30 years. He's retired now, and him and his wife run a program to help active people to come home,
Sick.
like to be able to turn off and to be able to process and deal with just regular life stuff. And he said he went through a lot of stuff, and just controlled psychedelics helped him get over like early hurdles and stuff.
There's this guy who's used to be one of my favorite hockey players. His name is Daniel. Daniel. God, I'm spacing on his name right now. I want to say Carlson, but it's not.
You can say Carlson. It'll mean the same because me and Madam ain't got a clue even if you say the name
idea.
wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No idea. Just call him Danielson.
Danielson.
Let me see here.
Yeah, the Sean Ryan podcast, man. Yeah, that's a really, really quality show right there. Yeah, Tom, that's him, Tom Slattery. Yeah, he did. This was a couple years ago, I think, but he wanted to go through and tell his story one last time because he's been interviewed numerous times. He did a book, all kinds of stuff, but he wanted just to like do one last time telling the story because he doesn't like to go back through and tell the story of all the stuff. But he went through and did like from childhood all the way to the day that he was sitting in that chair, and his wife even came on in the third episode because he broke it out into 3 separate episodes. All of them are over 3 hours, but it is a damn good conversation. I don't even want to call it an interview because I think that doesn't give it proper justice. But it was a damn good 9 hours.
The hockey player's name is Daniel Carcillo, and he was
Oh,
yeah,
Daniel Carcillo.
Yeah, that guy.
No, I never heard of him. I'm sorry.
And he was a brawler, and so he had a ton of brain injury, like traumatic brain CTE, and it's really a big problem in football and hockey because these guys are getting CTE and they're killing themselves because they can't handle it. It causes them to like lash out and have pain and stuff. Well, this guy Daniel Carcillo started taking psilocybin mushrooms at heroic doses and finding out that it helps with CTE. And so he started this whole huge thing on it, this across the country, where these states that are legalizing psilocybin mushrooms, and it's helping all these hockey players with CTE, which is fascinating. And they always said that that's one of the things with like these psychedelics, like you look at the ibogaine stuff in that where they're taking heroin addicts and fentanyl addicts down to Central America and doing these ibogaine trips, and it's resetting the synapses in their brain to not want to be addicts anymore.
That's
And
kind of what Tom and his wife kind of touched on too. They weren't calling it CTE, but just TBI, traumatic brain injury, that a lot of these warriors go through and stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, done right,
cool.
Non-recreationally. It has. I mean, like tribes and shamans and people have been doing it for thousands of years. There's something to it. Graham Hancock's a big fan.
Hell yeah! I was about to say, look at all the Egyptian stuff with the pine cones and the pineal gland. Like somebody brought it up in chat. Big money, and that's another thing. Like everything in every green item, organic item that's grown on this planet has DMT in it, and our gut just has acids in it that block that out. So that's what they were doing when they figured out how to make ayahuasca. They were the shamans say the gods came to us and told us how to make it. Like, how are they going to figure that out over time? Well, it's a little bit of this root, it's a little bit of this plant, it's a little bit of this. You mix them up, and that will stop your gut from, being able
How
to
did they discover
cancel
any
out.
medicine? I mean,
To be fair, how they just make the atom bomb? They were try and fail. You try and fail.
Yeah.
Long enough time, you might even be able to fly an airplane and travel.
You do
around
have the
world.
knowledge of like all of humankind behind you, and everything they've accomplished.
I wonder how many people had to die along the way. Like, try this berry. Ooh, we should. All right, someone go carve that on the wall right now. Don't eat that berry. Everyone wants to give the hunters all the credit, but the gatherers, they probably lost people every day.
I know, those poor gatherers.
Yeah.
They really had a hard job.
Yeah, the first taste testers out there weren't for conspiracy; they were just for safety.
I wonder if they give it to like the oldest, most frail person. Like
they're probably had cast iron stomachs at that point.
Like we're gonna give it to this person because if they go out, it's not that big of a
people in ancient times almost have just lived every day with their runs, dying of diarrhea. Like, you know what I mean? People die. Diarrhea used to claim a lot of people's lives back in the day. That was like a death sentence compared to what it is now. It's just laughable joke, but back in the day, like due to the dehydration and stuff like that, and it wasn't like people just kept food in their house like we do now, and you didn't have running water. I mean, that could be a death sentence.
Yep. No air conditioning. That could be a death sentence.
Yeah, you get the sweats. Yeah, you get the sweats. That diarrhea. Oh, how'd they die? Heat stroke. Yeah, they had the diarrhea. It was July.
That's funny. All right, guys, I'm gonna go call it a day. Much love.
It's after 11. I appreciate you coming and kicking it. Appreciate everybody jumping in the chat, hanging out. Be on In the Mix tonight at 9:00. Madam, what do you got going on?
I'm
working
on.
This
thing right here.
What is that?
I don't
it's
know.
like you put a woman in a box. That's very Green Lantern of you.
But she's got birds coming out of her chest here, so I was just smoothing out the.
Penicillin was mold. Yeah, that's crazy. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Creative, you are.
Thank you.
Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm about to get my day started and try to knock some stuff out before the kid gets home. The kids.
You I was wondering you didn't have kid duties this morning.
Got multiple. Yeah, the wife tends to work on Friday morning, so she just drops them off on her way to work. It works out good. The Finn has his first karate tournament. Well, it's the first one that we're going to be attending tomorrow, so looking forward to that. So I'm going to try to knock out some stuff today. It's cool how the universe just naturally plans events on my off weekends. It's fantastic. It's perfect.
That is awesome. What belt is he?
It is white, yellow, green, blue. And in the yellow, green, and blue, there's 3 different belts in each color kind of thing. So he's like a blue 3. His next belt will be the next color up, which is brown or red or something. I think it's brown.
Is he going all the way to black belt?
Yeah, he says as he is right now, he doesn't want nothing more than he wants that black belt. He enjoys it. He likes it a lot. And we're really encouraging it. If he shows a little bit of interest, we fully lean into it and support it. You know, there's so many positive sides to it. I'm not trying to make him Bruce Lee, but it sure does do a lot for, you know, like you're with other people, you're listening to instructions, and it's just good for him. I mean, he gets all that stuff, but still. And it's a responsibility aspect to it, because there's some days where he doesn't feel like changing clothes and getting back out of the house and stuff.
Yeah.
So we got a commitment. We got to keep to our commitments. And we don't, like, there's multiple classes a week, and I think there's 4 classes a week, and he encourages you to make sure you come to at least 2 so that, like, you're ready for testing at the next cycle. You need to attend at least 2. We do at least 3, and every other week is 4 that we you know, like we hit all 3 of his weekday classes and every other week in the Saturday class. So he goes.
Wow. I'm just gonna ask, like, is that super expensive? I'm just imagining how expensive.
I think it's like $150 a month or something like that. It ain't bad at all.
That's it. It's not that bad. But then you got to buy the next belt, right?
No, the belts just kind of come with it. You do pay for testing, so I guess you do. Like every 8 weeks is testing. It's like $60, and then the tournament, it was like I think it was like $80, but sign up early, you go for $65, and then they're going to charge me and the wife $5 at the door to come in. And I mean, they make money. You know, they have to be able to live. I'm not opposed to that one bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not bad for what you get out of it, and like the sense of community that's there and everything. And he's got little friends there, and he's already been going to other kids' birthday parties that he knows from karate and stuff. You know, it's
great because he's active and he's getting discipline at the same time. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna do it.
Cute.
Y'all have a good one. Peace.
All right. Bye.
Enjoy the rest of your day.